it's bright out there, bro. Indeed, welcome to it. It's your midweek, let's call it little pit stop, refuel for your feel-good breakfast show. We'll get you sorted for the second half of the week. And of course, you know what a Wednesday means on this show. It's time for the culinary hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting! Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning, brother. Loving the energy. It's only the middle of the week, but we're coming through, and we've got so many reasons to do so. Obviously, we've got Eid taking place, and it's happening tomorrow officially. And that means we've got some last-minute recipe ideas from private chef and our certified caterer, Wadia Dramat, coming through with absolutely good stuff. Now, the kitchen's obviously going to be extremely busy, and we've got 3 delicious recipes coming up. Gee, look at this recipe, man. Can you say salivation? Can you say jaw-dropping stuff like this, man?
Just take this in, okay? You can start writing down. We've got some creamy mussels. We've got a Kingklip biryani. And then, of course, we must just throw in a steak and kidney pie. Some comfort food, I think, thrown into the mix as well.
It is delicious indeed, but it doesn't stop there in the kitchen, because we're also ticking the box massively when it comes to entertainment, because entertaining us this morning, we have Shireen Barnard in the building. Now, this is someone who's known for their deep philosophical music, and rapper Joel Parker is joining alongside, so it's going to be a collaboration of all sorts. There's a new song on the way, and it's called While You Love Somebody Else.
Don't be talking to me like that, man. Not this early in the morning, man. My heart's not ready, man. My heart's not ready. Now we got you covered. We are in your corner. We ain't loving nobody else. You are in firm focus. We're going to have a whole lot of fun this morning, and of course, get that conversation started. So let's connect with you right now on our social media airwaves and ask you this.
Yeah, good morning, Mzansi. Now, we want to know, obviously, it is time to spend with friends and family. We're sharing meals and exchanging gifts. So when invited to a dinner party, what is your go-to dish to bring along? Now, I'm going to take a sidestep and think about that one while G-Man, you talk to the rest of Mzansi for this.
I think you're throwing me under the bus. It's weird. We all used to have kind of like 1 or 2 things that we became speciality kind of absolute masters at making when it came to our group of friends. But when it comes to family, it's a difficult proposition. There's always the auntie that does the really good stuff. Maybe your mom is that dominant cooker. Very seldom will you have to come in and weigh in. But maybe you are that person for your family. How are you preparing for all of the feasting that's going to be happening? What is your go-to, that absolute winner, when you rock up at a dinner party where you know you're going to slay? We want to hear from you this morning. 063-408-8863. That's the WhatsApp line to use if you want to drop us a voice note about anything this morning, or you can hit us up on any of our social media platforms. But we've got a few talking points to delve into right now as we broach those news headlines. Then I'll touch on the sport.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Yes, let's dive into official duty, starting with national headlines first. Now, Electricity Minister Boschendal Ramaphosa has attributed the current reduced levels of rolling blackouts to Eskom's ramped-up planned maintenance and sound management. Now, SA has experienced 2 weeks without load shedding, and Ramaphosa says electricity supply is currently higher than demand, adding that planned maintenance alone allows for the accelerated sourcing of spares. Now, meanwhile, the National Energy Regulator of SA says approving new guidelines for implementing load shedding does not mean the country is close to a blackout. Well, sticking in national headlines, the Umkhonto weSizwe Party has welcomed the Electoral Court's ruling that former President Jacob Zuma may participate in this year's election as a party candidate. Now, Zuma and the MK Party appealed against a decision of the Independent Electoral Commission, otherwise known as the IEC, that he may not stand due to his conviction for contempt of court and a subsequent jail sentence of 15 months. Now, their legal representative, Advocate Dali Mpofu, argued that the IEC had exceeded its powers and that the actual sentence was 3 months after a presidential pardon. Well, we now move over to international headlines, and the bodies of 38 migrants have been recovered after shipwreck off the Horn of Africa nation of Djibouti. Now, the boat was carrying 66 people when it sank in the early hours of Monday, and the tragedy happened just 200 meters off the coast of Godoria in the northeast of Djibouti. Now, those on the boat included women and babies, and each year, many thousands of African migrants brave the perilous eastern route across the Red Sea and through war-scarred Yemen. And this is to reach Saudi Arabia, seeking better economic opportunities. Well, carrying on with international headlines, and China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi said yesterday Beijing would strengthen strategic cooperation with Moscow. Now, this during a meeting with his Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov. Now, Wang said Beijing and Moscow would offer each other strong support. Now, the meeting took place during a two-day visit by Lavrov to China, and the two powers have improved their diplomatic ties since Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine. Now, Lavrov said the West was implementing unlawful sanctions towards several states, of which Russia was one. And this policy was actively being applied towards China too. Well, lastly in the headlines, the recent severe weather in the Western Cape has not only impacted people, but also poses serious challenges for marine life. Now, following storms and intense winds, the Turtle Conservation Centre at the Two Oceans Aquarium in the mother city has been overwhelmed with stranded turtle hatchlings. Now, in just 2 days, the Turtle Rescue Network has rescued over 100 hatchlings and counting. Now, they are presently under the expert care of the centre's dedicated team, but they now seek assistance from locals who can contribute clean, empty ice cream containers at the aquarium's front desk, now crucial for isolating and caring for the hatchlings. The centre also urges locals and coastal visitors to remain vigilant for stranded hatchlings and promptly report sightings for rescue operations. Well, we're wishing these operations nothing but the best of luck. For now, though, we dive into all things sport. And here's G-Man with the latest.
Thank you so much, Raul. There's only one jumping off point from yesterday when it comes to football in a scintillating Champions League quarter-final first leg. Manchester City and Real Madrid battled to a thrilling 3-3 draw at the Santiago Bernabeu. So England's rising star, Phil Foden, who's very much back in the focus, magnificent goal that he scored, leveling the score at 2-2. Then Josko Gvardiol, and Federico Valverde adding their own spectacular strikes. Really was a showcase evening, setting up an intense second leg at the Etihad on the 17th of April. Kind of felt like a semi-final last night. Now, meanwhile, Arsenal, they snatched a 2-2 draw themselves against Bayern Munich, thanks to Leandro Trossard's late equaliser, denying Harry Kane a triumphant return to North London. Might still be on the cards, though, and the stage is now set for an exhilarating second leg in Germany. Then staying with footballing news, Nigeria's women's football team, the Super Falcons, secured their spot in the 2024 Olympic Games Women's Football Tournament with a very hard-fought 0-0 draw against Banyana in Pretoria. So the Super Falcons won the tie 1-0 on aggregate thanks to a penalty goal by Rashidat Ajibare in that first leg. This marks Nigeria's return to the Olympics after a 16-year absence, so you can understand what it means. They'll face world champions Spain, Japan and Brazil in the first round of the tournament in France, and that's from the 25th of July to the 10th of August. An intense pool. Now let's bring it back home for some franchise news. And Western Province Professional Rugby, or WPPR, has now undergone officially a name change and will soon be known as, or now be known as, Stormers Rugby, and that's according to CEO Johan Leroux. The decision to change the name was made to establish a clear separation between the professional arm and then the amateur arm, which is the Western Province Rugby Football Union. The name change is part of the new chapter following the recent equity deal, of course, with the Red Deesa Consortium now holding a controlling shareholding of 74% in Stormers Rugby. Now we turn to cricket once again in an exhilarating showdown at East London's Buffalo Park. Tasman Brits was on fire. She showcased her brilliance with a stunning century. However, the opening ODI between the Proteas women and Sri Lanka was ultimately abandoned due to persistent rain, as we've seen across the country. And Brits' remarkable knock of 116 of just 128 powered the Proteas to an imposing total of 270 for 6. Sri Lanka, having reached 23 in their chase, were left, I think, a little disappointed as the match was called off. Likewise, the fans who, I think, felt something brewing. The second ODI takes place on Saturday the 13th, and that's in Kimberley, at the Kimberley Oval. That one kicking off at 2 o'clock. And that's where we leave our sport for about 5 minutes. We've got the Western Province ladies in studio to have a chat about their incredible season in just a moment, so stick around for that. But right now, let's get a dose of the weather.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Yes, let's dive into all things weather. Now, the SA Weather Service has issued a yellow level 2 warning for damaging winds and waves, leading to disruption of beachfronts and port activities expected between Keiemouth and St. Lucia. Now, meanwhile, the George municipality has started a cleanup work after parts of the town were flooded by heavy downpours. Now, flooding also occurred in places at Oudtshoorn in the Little Karoo. Now, several mountain passes, including the Outeniqua, Meeringspoort and the Swartberg Pass, were previously closed for safety reasons. Now, Oudtshoorn's Mayor Leon van Wyk says disaster management teams remain on standby as more rain is expected over the next few days. Now, this is just a reminder to all of you for this morning, we are sharing those sunrise views, so bring it on so we can do exactly that. The number's 063-408-8863, and in the next hour, we should have a winner to share with you, Mzansi. But for now, though, it's time to take a look at our temperatures and what you can expect on your side of town.
It's dropped below 30 in Uppington. We're okay. The seasons have officially changed. It's done well. Whether you're staying indoors, whether you're braving the weather, I think we've got a little bit of incentive to stick around. The Western Province ladies have had the most incredible cricket season. Kayla and Claire are here to tell us a little bit more about why they have been so successful. Is there something in the water at the moment down in Western Province? We're going to find out. Just look at that.
Yeah.
They got the silverware that they wanted, that they deserved this year. Cannot wait to find out what their success was attributed to.
It's going to be a good conversation indeed. And then we're going to head to the kitchen and also knock it out the park. We've got ideas for you when it comes to Eid recipes. And we're talking about mussels. It's the inspiration you need, and it's part 1 of 3. So get ready, get those bellies ready, and it's time to go cooking.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, I promised you a little bit more cricketing action, and I think we're just still in the afterglow of an incredible performance throughout this season. This morning, we step into the triumphant world of WSB, Western Province World Sports Betting. Western Province has taken a massive step forward as coach Claire Blanche and player Kayla Rayner could join us to chat about the team winning the inaugural CSA Professional Women's Domestic T20 title. A first of its kind here in South Africa, but something I think we've needed for a very long time, just to help the entire ecosystem take a step forward and certainly to underpin what we're doing on the highest level. Ladies, congratulations. You look like you're about to burst out of your skin, Claire. You're always excited because you are very passionately invested in what you guys are doing there. I've seen the vibe in that camp at the beginning of the season when shifts were made, new partners were brought on board. You could get a sense that there was just a sense of self-belief, a click. Something has clicked. What has that click been, do you think?
Yeah, you know, World Sports Betting came on board and we were really, really excited, and we were wondering, you know, how much are they going to be on board for the women. They've really come on board beautifully. And I just think that Sundays, we called it a final, something hit different that day. And just as a team and as individuals, we really appreciated that trophy and that win. And the first one on TV for us too. I mean, SuperSport was involved there, so I mean, it went out to the world basically.
For
so
sure.
It was great to see.
It is about TV time. It is about getting more fans to watch. It is about the business of the sport. We can talk about that as much as we want, Kelly. You've still got to go out there and deliver. You've got to go out there and play in the most, let's be honest, T20, the most unforgiving format there is. What has clicked within this player group, do you think? Is it that self-belief? What is happening? Because it feels magical at the moment.
No, I mean, like, as Western Province, we have that like not stop fighting spirit
For
in us.
sure.
So like we always fight till the end. Like we are so competitive amongst each other. Like even in training, when we play soccer, even in the warm up, like it's crazy. But I mean, like amongst each other, the vibe is really good. I mean, if we go out in the field, we know we got a job to do.
For sure.
And we never, like, our first thought is always to win the game. It's not like no second thoughts about losing, you know.
I love it.
So yeah, we're very confident, yeah, and we motivate each other each and every day.
And in both ways, there is a healthy motivation there. You can see there's a beautiful chemistry within the team, but there's a lot of fire bubbling under there where people are competing for positions in that team. They want it, which is a very, very cool thing to see playing out in the field. And I was there with my little one and one of his friends, and for them to just seeing that all play out, seeing bats being signed, seeing photos being taken, just it feels like we've addressed 10 years of disparity in one season. I know there's still a very long way to go. That being said, what support do you need to take that next step now?
You know, I think obviously more TV time, and I mean match time, TV time.
Yeah.
Especially when we are producing such beautiful games and exciting games.
Half centuries,
you know, I mean, from our
beautiful
youngsters,
performances. Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, we had 3 goals on debut over that weekend particularly, and they stepped in and they just stepped up. So it was fantastic to see that as well, and that they got an opportunity. So, I mean, for them to have that opportunity on TV as well was fantastic. But more of that, keeping the professionalization of the women's game, you know, putting a few more incentives into place, raising the
just say it, money. More money, y'all.
You know?
We want more money. We know that Hilton and the gang are watching probably right now, so just put it out there so it can manifest.
Yeah.
Because it feels like that's what you're doing. You're in the phase of manifestation now. It's about focus on goals, go out and get them, because that's what you're doing. So what's the next goal? What would you like to achieve with this team?
Well, next season, well, the season is done now, so next season we want both trophies. We never settle only for one.
Good.
But yeah, I mean, it went our way for this season for the T20 challenge, but it would have been nice to also have the 50 over. But next season is our season. We're definitely bringing both trophies back.
What do you need to do with this team to get that right? It's amazing to me there are so many young players. I know you've got the experience in the core there, but essentially this is a very fresh team in its entirety. What do you need to do with this collective to take that step?
Yeah, I think just bringing in maybe a little bit more experience and knowledge into the space, because especially within our 50 over space, we just need that maybe that more experienced number 4 batter, you know, that type of thing.
A level head. Just someone who's calm.
And that comes with age and experience and, you know, just in the game and in life, to be honest.
For sure.
And just to have that within the 50 over space and just relook how we go about it. Because we've settled on our T20 game. We know what we're doing, each individual and as a team. So to just get into that space in the 50 over space, I'm with Kayla. Both trophies in the new season.
Oh, I believe it. I can see it in your eyes and I believe it. No, it's been wonderful just to have literally a front row seat to watch this happen has been really special. But for me, the best part is watching young fans, young girls racing to the pitch now to watch cricket. This is what we need. That, for me, is the step that needed to be taken, was getting more women to embrace this incredible brand of cricket, and you are delivering every week. So thank you so, so much. We can treat this as your trophy cabinet, in fact. You can just keep littering them here, but take nothing away from the advancements made across the board, across all franchises in the game of women's cricket over the last year. It's been phenomenal. And this, the manifestation of the hard work, the blood, sweat and tears, and yes, a little bit of extra money thrown into the mix. What you can do when you get that balance right.
I absolutely love that conversation, and I love the fact that we've got that winning energy right here in the studio. So let's keep that energy going right now, and it's an opportunity for you to be in it to win it. And that's, of course, when you play Lotto, Lotto +1 and Lotto +2 for over 34 million rand, and that's in total estimated jackpots this Wednesday. So you can play Lotto for an estimated 24 million rand, Lotto +1 for 3 million rand, and then Lotto +2 for 7.5 million rand. That's a lot of moolah, people. Now you can buy your tickets today in store. You can head over to the nationallottery.co.za website. There's the mobile app. You've got cell phone banking, or you can simply dial *120 *7529# and then follow the USSDs. It's really as simple as that. Now, if that didn't make sense to you, don't worry, we've got you covered. All of these details are on our Expresso social media channels, so you can go check them out right now and make sure to get yourself in the running to win your share of over 34 million rand. And that's an estimated Lotto, Lotto +1 and Lotto +2 jackpots today. What are you waiting for? Play now, get involved, and get some of that winning energy. Now, speaking of winning energy, like I promised you, we're going to keep it going all morning long. We're heading into the kitchen once again, and on the menu for Eid is creamy mussels. Yum, yum, yum. Come get some. It looks absolutely delicious. I mean, oh, look at this. Salivating. It's the last day of fast, so everybody's going to be tucking into this like you can't imagine. And then we've got a game to play with one of our cricket sensations. Let's see how well we know how to guess the cheese. Does that make sense? Well, stick around. It will soon.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Good morning and welcome to the kitchen this very fine Wednesday. Eid Mubarak to all our viewers that are celebrating today. We are celebrating with you, and to celebrate the occasion, I brought a very special chef into the kitchen. Someone that's never been here before, but someone that we are guaranteed to be bringing back time and time again. To the studio members, I do say studio audience, imagine that. Can we have a warm welcome for Chef Wadia in the kitchen this morning? Woo! Now, we're opening up the phone lines this morning because we want to hear from you. You can also ask us questions, by the way, you know, all the regulars, any coloring questions that you have. But we want to know from you, what have you got planned for this very special day? Send us your voice notes to 063 408 8863. Chef Wadi, welcome to the kitchen.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I am so excited. Thank you for making time this morning of all mornings
I'm so
to come
honored.
through. So we want to be part of the celebrations today. We selfish like that. So we
Yes.
brought you in because we're going to recreate our own Eid this morning.
Absolutely.
And the things that I'm smelling smell so good. I'm seeing one of my favorite, I don't want to say proteins, but my favorite ingredients in the world, mussels, specifically West Coast mussels. And these look beautiful. What are we making with them this morning?
Very, very high quality mussels. We are going to make a creamy mussel, garlic mussel. Well, we can call it a soup, but it's actually just creamy garlic mussels.
It's like an absolute winner. Whenever I see a menu that's got creamy mussels, like start from the top,
Yes.
that's what I'm going to go for.
Yes.
And I know it's going to be a good menu. So I'm going to swap places with you.
Yes.
And you're going to kick off. So our mussels have already been steamed to open them.
Correct. So we've steamed this in some fish stock just to pop them. And so we're ready to go. And we've got some butter and olive oil in here. We're going to add about a cup of finely chopped onion. And in it goes. And it's just going to saute for a bit. We're going to add a bit of aromatics to this. Whilst this is going, we're going to add some seasoning. I like to add the chili flakes in there. And some pepper. I don't want to add the garlic just yet because we don't want to.
Burn
our
it. There we
garlic.
go.
Yes. We'll season our onions just to allow it to sweat a bit.
Absolutely. And
You
also,
know?
I think it's very important. And I don't see people doing it that often, seasoning in layers.
Correct.
And I think with seafood specifically, people get a little scared, especially with the West Coast mussels, because they're quite salty. But a
Yes.
little bit of salt is necessary, especially with the onions. Also, you can taste that divide between seasoning.
Correct. No, you're very right. And I think, you know, we're busy building on flavors and creating different flavor depth.
Absolutely. Now, you're in the business of feeding a lot of people some delicious food all at once.
Yes.
And you really come through with one tip that I picked up, which is actually steaming your mussels ahead of time, which I think is so great. And of course, you
2
can save
minutes.
that liquid. You can save it and end up using it if you
stock.
want. Absolutely. So I like that tip because once you do steam them and you get them cool, keep them in the fridge, I think it will keep for like a day, actually. So really, overnight, absolutely.
You could even freeze it and just take it out, pop it when you need, pop it out of the freezer, and then just, you know,
such a
use
smart
it.
idea. Okay, and also appreciate that you're keeping the shell on because I get so sad when you get a mussel dish and there's no, like, half the action and the love of eating a mussel dish is that with the hand and the
You
shell
know,
and
it's
the...
very ritualistic. You kind of like want to get in there and get all messy and, you know,
Absolutely.
got to get down and messy with the mussels. So we're going to go in with some aromatics. I've got some, this is optional, you don't have to add it, but I just want to add again, build on that flavor, and which is the lemon rind, and then also some lemon juice. Added some garlic. I'm going to add a little bit of fresh garlic closer to the end again, so I've only used half of my garlic.
If you want this recipe, South Africa, go and check it out on expressoshow.com. And then what I want you to do is to go to this part of the recipe and memorize it, learn it off by heart. Off by heart. Because
simple.
if you can make this part and you can get this part right, you're like 90% on the way to a delicious dish.
Correct.
Which is that punch of flavor, the aromatic that's coming through.
Yes.
That is absolutely amazing, smelling delicious. Okay, so from there,
We're going to add our cream. This is fresh cream. This is about 500 mils of fresh cream. We want to be decadent here. It is Eid. And this is going to be your starter. Muslims have been having soup probably every day for the entire 30 days. Now we're going to have a nice creamy starter, mussel starter. So when you start having a dinner, Eid dinner party maybe, you start off with some beautiful creamy mussels.
I think you should also, because if your guests walk in through the front door and this is the first thing they smell, they're staying.
With a nice toasted baguette.
Oh, yes.
Yum.
Absolutely. Ooh.
So this is gonna, everything's gonna happen very fast now. So this is gonna thicken up very, very quickly. We are going to, because now that butter and the cream, they're going to have a conversation. And now literally, whilst it's thickening, we don't wait till it's completely thickened. We're gonna add our mussels.
I love that because obviously then that liquid at the bottom, the cream picks up some of that mussel flavor.
Correct. And then it's just going to just, you know, do its thing and be delicious. And then we're just going to help it along a little bit. And you'll notice that the onion is still slightly soft. You kind of want that, especially when you're going to dunk that baguette into the sauce. It's going to be absolutely
That little bit of texture is going to do
yummy.
everything.
Yeah,
We've literally put this together in real time.
very, very
There's
quickly.
no excuse for anybody saying it's
I feel
so
like this
hard.
is like, you know, we are all hardworking people, especially women. We kind of want to take a few shortcuts and make our lives easier. And yeah, it's real life, I guess,
It
right?
is.
It's real life.
It is.
But you can still put something forward as decadent as this and, yeah, seem like it was effortless.
There we go. So we're going to actually dedicate this dish to the men because they're not trying hard enough. Chef Wadia said, men, try harder. And if you can learn this recipe, I feel like learning, there's like probably 10 recipes in your life you should learn properly just how to do. And if you have those 10 recipes in your arsenal, you'll be happy. The mussels, absolutely one of them. It comes together so quickly and the results are amazing. So I'm going to
just add this last bit of freshness.
Oh, yes.
Last little bit of fresh garlic so that you can bite into that.
I want to take a little piece of this bread.
Please do.
Because I want to get some
Look
of
at
that
that.
sauce because it's smelling. I'm so sorry, South Africa, you can't smell this, but it smells so good.
Go for it.
Okay, here we go. I just want to get that sauce. Ooh, and yes, the first thing is, like you said, the texture. By not cooking those onions down so much, you've got a little bit of bite to it. I think that's amazing. It's hot. I know that you cooked the mussels previously.
Yes.
Okay, but there's still so much mussel flavor coming through. It is absolutely delicious. And that hack of pre-cooking the mussels, because you're serving a lot of people all at once.
Yeah.
It's so good. Okay, truthfully, this is a portion for one. And I'm going to say the truth, I'm not even joking this time, because those mussels are so good. You're going to sit there, you're not just going to wolf it down, you're going to sit there picking at it.
Correct.
This is phenomenal. And the chili, whoa, the chili just came through.
Just a little hint.
Add the chili and that lemon zest.
And then you're going to give us a bit of fresh parsley.
Oh, please, it's you got to do your chefy sprinkle there. You can
Well,
just
you
leaving
were,
my bread
you were
on your-
actually meant to chop it finely for me, but it's all
Was
good.
I'm sorry. Look at me
Can I
just
have a
chatting
knife,
away
please?
this morning. There you go, chef.
We're just going to roll it like a little cigar and then do a little bit of a...
Okay, very quickly, and
Yes.
under pressure. What's
Yes.
on your eat menu today?
Corned beef,
Yes.
croissants, tongue, steak and kidney pie, roast leg of lamb, lamb biryani. The list goes on. It is a celebration. We've been starved all month, so we kind of want to go all out.
And if you'd like Chef Wadia's personal home address, our address is, I'm just joking. I'm just joking, because I'm getting all the barakat today. That's absolutely amazing, Chef Wadia. Don't go anywhere. This is one of 3. We're coming back with some more delicious dishes on the Colour Out Like Bling!
Wow. Well, that has definitely made me hungry, and I've no doubt you're feeling a little hungry right now. Well, why don't you play along? Because it's time for another round of Guess the Meal. Today, we are playing the cheese edition. Everybody's favorite, because cheese makes everything better, okay? And I'm going to show my contenders here, Kayla and Claire, a series of mystery dishes that are either served with cheese or made with cheese, and they need to tell me what they think it is. And whilst we play, we of course got some toasted cheeses to snack on for some inspiration. It's not mussels yet, okay? Think of this as the entree, ladies. It's the entree. So this game is a lot more difficult than it seems, okay? I know you think you're just guessing food here, but the pictures are blurred and it's going to be quite challenging. But I will give you a clue to help you along, and then I'm going to ask my good friend Ryle to fetch the Golden Monkey trophy for me, because that's going to be what you could win today. Forget your trophies that you brought in here this morning. The Golden Monkey is where it's at, okay? We're going to have a little bit of fun with this, so you can either look back here or you can look at that screen in front of you there. But I'm going to show you our first picture. Have a look at that. All right? Obvious, eh? Obvious. Just so easy. I'll give you a clue. Cut me in half.
Cheese toasty.
The clue might have been in the clue might have been in the answer, might have been in the clue. I've got a cheese toasty. You want to have a gander?
I'd also say a cheese
toast.
toast.
I'm going to say a
it looks
calzone. No, I don't get to say anything.
It looks a bit round.
It might even be your cheese toasty.
Okay,
yes, a toasted cheese. I'll give you both a point for that. Okay, this next one. Bring up our picture here. Ooh, I make the best leftovers. You were talking about pizza a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
I think you manifested this. That's where you're at. I have a feeling you're on the money. Let's reveal the picture. Are they both out the gates?
Yeah.
Oh, that looks like a good, like,
It looks
Poratana
nice.
vibe. I like it. Okay, nothing between them. 2 points each. Let's see if question 3 can separate them. This clue, I'm in
Mac
the
and
name.
cheese. Oh,
Yeah.
mac and cheese.
What's going on here, guys? So have you been fasting? Are we a little food obsessed? Do you have like dietary restrictions that you put on them throughout the season?
But we don't like to lose.
Exactly. Oh, there we go. Now the answer, I have a feeling you were absolutely right. It is dun 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 mac and cheese. Easy peasy, mac and cheesy. I love it. All right, this next one. Take a look at this. Without cheese,
Nachos.
I'm naked.
Oh, nachos. Yeah.
Gee whiz, you might have a problem, eh? You might have an unnatural relationship with cheese, which is perfect for us for today. Let's have a little look there. Are those naked nachos?
Yeah.
They are indeed. That does look good, eh? That does look
Really?
good. Okay, let's go in for 5. I'm super complicated to spell, but super easy to make. Wow.
Oh, no way.
You see, this is tough, eh? This could be the one that earns you the golden monkey. Just channel your inner cheesiness.
Super complicated to spell.
Yeah, I know. Which means you can't really imagine it because you probably can't spell it. So,
Yeah, my English isn't very good, so...
come on, just reach for it. Just, you've got this in your cheese encyclopedia in your head. You've got
So
this.
it's a focaccia.
I like that. We've got focaccia in the mix here, which is, I'm not even going to try and spell that right now. I don't know. Let's give it a go. It is a charcuterie board.
No, there's no
Wow,
way.
that felt like a dirty trick, man.
I could never guess that.
No, I don't think anyone in the world can spell that. Even the guy who came up with the word has to keep asking his wife or his man, how do I spell that again? Not a chance, okay. Still level pegging it as we move into this particular picture. I'm simple, but layered.
Lasagna.
I'm going to have to give you the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the point. That was
Yeah,
just
that
like
looks... Yeah, okay.
emphatic. Okay, so Claire gets her nose out in front. All right? Is it going to be a draw? Okay, or are we going to have that winner? Is Claire going to go home with the golden monkey? This is our final picture. Pacha.
Cheeseburger.
It has to be. I'm literally on every menu, and I dare you not to love me. It is indeed a cheeseburger. You see, you'll fit right in here. You got the cheese. You got the cheese. It's impossible to call it a win because you are all winners because you have a massive trophy to prove it. So we're going to have to share the golden monkey. Thank you if you can present the golden monkey. He understands. He understands just how amazing this achievement is. That golden monkey has been won by some of the most famous, impressive people on the planet. You don't get to keep it. You can just touch it while you're here for the next 45 minutes. But Golden Monkey, you've found yourself your new champions. Guys, well done. You know your cheese. You understand your cheese. You can fit right in on this show. If you love cheese as much as these crazy people do, then we'd love to hear from you. Tell us what your favorite cheesy meal is, or either an interesting cheese combo maybe that you absolutely love that blows other people's minds. Let us know online, and we would love to share it, to try it on the show, because clearly we have got a lot of big cheese fans over here. Ladies, I'm going to say it one more time. Congratulations for the magic on the field. Thank you for playing along and having a little bit of fun with us off the field. Absolutely love you guys and what you're doing at the moment. Thank you,
Thank you
and
very much.
well
Thanks so
done.
much.
Absolutely awesome stuff. Yes, it is the cheesiest show on TV, undoubtedly.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Clover cheese, perfectly crafted.
Made with love by Clover.
Yeah, and the feel good is officially at full melt right now. And we're going to keep that melt coming right through on your Feel Good Breakfast show because we've got a lot to look forward to right now. An interesting conversation when it comes to hyperpigmentation and how exactly to deal and navigate in this space. And then, of course, we've also got our artist of the day. I told you that box of entertainment is going to be ticked massively. And someone by the name of Shireen Barnard is stepped into the building, bringing the elegance and a voice with her that you are going to absolutely love. So, Mzansi, don't go anywhere. We'll see you just after this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for keeping it dialed in. Let's focus on ourselves. In fact, our skins for a second here. And I think addressing skincare concerns can often be a little bit intimidating, especially if you lack the knowledge. But a new era of skincare is an inviting space, thanks to game-changing discoveries in how we treat skin concerns like hyperpigmentation that I know affects a lot of people. And our own Ayanda Tibete embarked on what looks like an incredible skincare journey of her own. To find out more with La Roche-Posay, let's take a little gander.
Your skin is your most precious canvas, so it's only fair that you treat it with the love and care that it deserves. Tonight we have the absolute pleasure of joining the La Roche-Posay family as they spearhead the revolution against hyperpigmentation. Let's check it out together. The ambience is absolutely stunning, the aesthetics are great, the venue looks incredible. But what is happening here tonight?
After 18 years of research and innovation, a product launch into the pigmentation category that's about to take South Africa by storm. What makes La Roche-Posay incredibly different today is it's the #1 recommended brand by dermatologists worldwide. So that not only means that dermatologists recommend it to answer the pathologies of consumers across the globe, but it also means that it answers the need of them.
The hero product of this range is the Mela B3 serum, and it's got an amazing new technology in it.
There's been a lot of talk around the word Melasil today. What is Melasil and what are the active ingredients?
Melasil is the new multi-patented active ingredient from La Roche-Posay that's included in the Mela B3 range. The most common type of active ingredient to target hyperpigmentation is something called a tyrosinase inhibitor. Melasil works a little bit differently, and it almost works like a mop to mop up the melanin precursor before it actually goes on to producing melanin.
Dr. Kosa, would you mind going into what's the difference between hyperpigmentation and pigmentary disorders?
Pigmentary disorders is a group of conditions that basically describe either excess pigment or lack of or absence of pigment. So when patients experience excess of pigment, we call that hyperpigmentation. And when people or patients lose pigment, or there is less pigment production, we call that hypopigmentation. Caused by many things, from genetic disorders to pre-existing primary dermatosis like acne, eczema that leave you with dark marks, as well as endocrine or hormonal diseases.
There are so many causes, and that's why consulting a real dermatologist is so important. Thank you so much. Annette, we have such a beautiful contraption behind us. Would you mind explaining what is in there?
Antelios is part of the La Roche-Posay brand. It is our daily photo protection product. It helps to protect against all your different types of rays that we have that damages the skin. And Antelios, the invisible fluid that we have here currently, it's actually suitable for all skin types, all our different ethnicities within South Africa. And it doesn't leave a white cast, it's sweat resistant, water resistant, doesn't run into the eyes or sting the eyes at all. So it's suitable for the whole family to use, which is quite fun.
Sounds like an absolutely amazing product. I can't wait to get my hands on it. When dermatology meets cosmetics, we get the best possible results as patients. And who better to ask about this than dermatologists? Dr. Obubi, which dermocosmetic products should patients be using to treat their hyperpigmentation?
Most of the products that we had for hyperpigmentation in the past were tyrosinase inhibitors. In other words, they blocked an enzyme that resulted in pigmentation of the skin. Melasil has a novel mode of action. It's very different from what we have had in the past. This product blocks precursors of melanin, and as a result, it has fewer side effects, and it can be used for longer periods. And this is why we're so excited about it. Also, in clinical studies, it's been shown to be superior to a lot of the medications we have at the moment at our disposal.
We love to hear of a product that's science-based. Thank you so much. What really interested me is the fact that they are backed by science, and to hear actual scientists stand up there talking to us about the mechanisms of how it works. Here, superstars in the world of dermatology as well. Why would I not rush to get this product? In your journey to conquering hyperpigmentation, your best friend will be consistency in caring for your skin with the combination of healthy, glowing, even-toned skin. Thank you, La Roche-Posay, for providing us with just that.
Welcome to the world of skincare, where groundbreaking innovation changes the way our skin looks and, most importantly, feels, making the journey to healthier skin a lot easier and one we can be confident about. I love the sound of that. In fact, I'm ready to embrace it and here to unpack the unmet need in hyperpigmentation specifically, and the perfect solution for it with La Roche-Posay is dermatologist Dr. Alice Prevost. Doc, Alice, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Lovely to be here.
I know this is a first-time experience for you, so welcome to the couch. It's a wonderful, safe place. No, do you know what it is for me? It's an absolute goldmine because I get to sit and look into the eyes of experts who are so emotionally invested in what you do. So thank you for representing that. There is something about pigmentary disorders that kind of lets it fly under the radar a little bit until you're affected by it. Then it can be all-consuming. It can be major. So take us to that baseline. What is the difficulty, or why has this been such a kind of Rubik's Cube to crack when it comes to dermatology?
Well, I think it's one thing is, as you've touched on, it's just such a common problem, Graham.
Yeah.
So it's probably grossly underestimated, but most people will be affected by some sort of pigmentary disorder in their life. And then I think for me as a dermatologist, it's understanding the complexity of it, that unfortunately it's not one of our conditions where there's a one-size-fits-all approach to everyone. And then lastly, I'd say it's often very persistent, and that's something that we as dermatologists find frustrating, but for patients especially, it's a road they'll start walking, and it'll often be quite a long journey, and once their pigmentation is treated, there will often be, well, always a long period of maintenance. So I think those are the things that make it very challenging.
Which says to me you need a nice arsenal of weapons to approach this.
The perfect way to describe it. You need an arsenal. You need a huge variety of different approaches and different treatment modalities to address this condition.
And the joy here now is with the advancements that we've made within technology, within information sharing, how granular we can get in that sense, is you can offer something literally for every person and their own life path. Absolutely. That being said, what are the heavy hitters? What are we looking out for when it comes to pigmentation specifically? What are those key ingredients that we need to connect to?
So I think when we talk about pigmentation, we want to have an answer in terms of a diagnosis for a patient. So that's very important for people to remember, that you can get post-inflammatory pigmentation from a variety of different things, even something simple as acne. So we want to say when we're talking about pigmentation, we mean something like melasma, like hormonal pigmentation or pigmentation from the sun. Okay. And if we're talking about that, what are our key hitters? Something that we've had for a very long time. We wonder if Michael Jackson dabbled a bit in that, is something called hydroquinone, which is...
Quite spicy for your first time on TV,
well, exactly.
Doc?
I want to push the envelope a little bit. Is something called hydroquinone. Okay. That's a bleaching agent. That's still the medical gold standard. Critically, what I want to say is that's something you want to do under the care of a dermatologist. Super controlled. Because if you use it for too long, you can get something called exogenous ochronosis, which leaves permanent black pigmentation on your skin. Wow. But that's outstanding. And then we have a variety of other amazing compounds and formulas. So we have the retinoids, which is our group of vitamin A creams, which definitely assist in pigmentation. We have the vitamin C compounds, so the antioxidant family, the ascorbic acid. And then we have a number of other tyrosinase inhibitors. Tyrosinase is an enzyme that leads to pigmentation, like kojic acid, arbutin, azelaic acid. So there are quite a new numbers. And then, as we saw, we have the introduction of this new compound, Melasil, which we're all very excited about, and we have yet to try on our patients. But that works on the actual precursors of the melanin, and we'll see that's another wonderful one to add to our arsenal.
Ultimately, I think we are in the era of feeding the body to help itself as much as we can. It's not about just a magic wand that science offers us, recreating the compounds that are already found in our body. We seem to have had a shift, which has just brought on this, I call it the quantum era, and you can see it in skincare. Things are just moving forward so fast. That being said, we are still dealing with people. not products. We are dealing with people going through the most. And often something that's there every day, you can set aside and you're like, oh, I'll deal with it, I'll deal with it. And then people, like you have pointed out, will live with pigmentation issues for a long time. What advice do you have for someone who's going through a more extreme case right now? What should they do?
I think I want to say to them that pigmentation is something that they can get help for, and they mustn't feel that there's something wrong with them if it's having a big impact on their life. It does, and that there is help for them. I'd say even just one consult with a dermatologist is a valuable thing to know what is the source of your pigmentation. Then in terms of advice, rule number 1 to 1,000 is sun protection. That sounds ridiculous, but the minute, no matter what you are doing, if the sun is involved, it is worsening that pigmentation and causing darkening. And we've seen now that with pigmentation, we want UVA and UVB, at least SPF 50, but we need protection from visible light. So that's a new thing that we now know with pigmentation that's critical. So sunblock, then a morning antioxidant. So a vitamin C in the morning, you put that on after you wash your face, and that causes lightening of pigmentation, but it also protects you against the sun and against oxidative damage.
Okay.
At night, a retinoid. So any product with vitamin A will help. And then we use all our other wonderful tools, which are like our kojic acid, our butane, our thymidol, this melasil that we've just heard about. We add those in to craft the perfect solution for
that
you.
nuanced finished product. I'm going to stop you right there, because if you continue for another split second, you're going to have to charge me for a consult. I have a feeling. You're amazing. Absolutely love everything that you've introduced to us today. It is a brave new era, and I think you need to think of that relationship with your skin maybe as a lifelong marathon, an ultra marathon, if you will. It's not a sprint. There'll be moments to pick up the pace or maybe take a step back, but ultimately you've got to have the long game in mind. And you can discover so much more right now available. When we talk about the arsenal of weapons that you can use to protect yourself, there really is so much there. If you have any concerns, though, speak to a professional. Go and consult your dermatologist.
Hyperpigmentation innovation. Melasil, patented until 2036. The new active to intercept excess melanin before it marks the skin. Superior anti-pigmentation efficacy. Now in Mela B3 serum. Clinically proven on all skin tones. By La Roche-Posay.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, loving all the conversations coming through this morning. Can you believe it's only the middle of the week, but it feels like a Friday. We're celebrating so much, and especially when you look beside, when you see these two incredible souls right now. We talk about Shireen as well as Joel, who are coming through. They've collaborated on some new music. It's just released, and they're going to be performing it for us, and we're finding out about all the inspiration behind this magic. So you've got every reason to stick around. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll be back after this.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yes, Zanzi, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And like I promised you, it's time to tick that box of entertainment and find out about all the sauce that brought this incredible duo together. Now, joining us right now, we're talking about Shireen Barnard, who's known for her deep philosophical music. And then we've got rapper Joel Parker in the building. And they obviously recently collaborated in a new song called While You Love Somebody Else. So let's officially give them a Feel Good welcome! Yeah. How are we doing? Are we all good?
Yeah, everything's good.
Thank you. I almost
Happiness
didn't make it.
all
I was
around?
just about to tell you I almost didn't make it here because I was supposed to take a flight. And then with the wind and the weather and the rain, I said, no, there's no way in hell. I'm getting onto a plane. And then I drove all the way. And halfway through, then I was sitting at a roadblock and I scrolled through Facebook and I saw that truck. Actually, a few trucks.
That flew off the bridge,
Flew off the bridge, and I was like, hell no, I'm going back.
Oh my word, well,
Morning,
I'm so grateful that you made it out here, that you've taken that voyage and are sharing your magic with Mzansi right now, because this is exciting stuff. So let's talk about this new music, let's talk about this new song, the inspiration behind it. Why did you decide, I need to get this out, and why did you think it had to happen so soon? I mean, it's only 2 weeks have passed and it's taken the world by storm.
Yeah, it's actually, I wrote this song on the 26th of April last year.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So, and I only released it now. It's, as you know, it's part of an album, so it's the 4th song of my album. And I'll tell you later about the album, then you're going to understand what this song is about. But While You Love Somebody Else is about a love story, basically, that didn't work out.
Okay.
You know, sometimes we all fall in love, and there's different phases to being in love, but this song is just, it didn't work out as you hoped it would work out. So, yeah, and I wrote the song, the album kind of pulled me in. All my other songs were singles. So, and when I started writing this, the first song, My Read Between the Lines, I was kind of pulled in by it. And I've got a very busy life, so it's kids driving around to school and the liars and the restaurant and my ozone clinic. So I never really have time during the day to sit and write. You can't focus your attention just on writing. You can't wake up and say, okay, now I'm going to write a song and finish it.
The world is just pulling you
because
at every corner,
reality is actually out there. So, but this album, it kind of absorbed me. So I spend a lot of time, because once I started with the one song, I was kind of in it and I was in the vibe, and I took a lot of time writing it, and I wanted to finish it. So there's 15 songs, and I'm still not done. So yeah, it's divided into 2 albums.
Oh, incredible. So there's like a part A and a part B.
It's like a part 1 and a part 2, yeah.
But I mean, you mentioned you've obviously been writing this since, what, almost a year officially, or even more. So for such a collection and a great collection and a body of work, it's only fitting that we give each of these moments its sort of time, I think. So splitting it in half, I think, is perfect. That means we get more chance to nourish and involve ourselves in this. Joel, I want to talk to you about this collaboration, because some people might look from the outside and be like, whoa, this is wild. This is a polarity like no other, with the 2 of you coming together. But in the world of music, it always makes sense. Why do you feel like you completed the song, and why do you feel your magic touch was needed for it?
Because they needed a good rapper. And I came in and I made the song sound, you know, more relatable, because it's an actual experience that I went through. So I was like, okay, the words came easily. So I just got in there, started writing, because she had written some stuff, and I was like, nah, this is not it. Let's change it to this way. And then I started modifying it, making it my style. And then, yeah, it came out nicely.
I love that.
It was a ballad. I actually wrote this song as a ballad.
Okay.
And on my way from the farm to the studio, I phoned Andre on the Sunday. I went to the studio on Sunday, and I phoned Andre, and I said, Andre, I need to change the song. And I could just see him, because he's like, oh.
Oh, no, after all this work.
It was a chance meeting, really, because I had met Andre somewhere else at a shooting range, and then we just started talking. He said, oh, I can hear that you're a rapper. And then one day he just called me randomly. I was somewhere out of town, and then I had to come back. And then went there, we did the song, and one day...
Yeah, it was, the Monday, we phoned him actually on the Sunday.
On the Sunday.
Who's Andre, if you don't mind me
Andre is my producer, the best producer in the whole world.
Sense.
So I went to the studio, and then I asked Andre, listen, do you know a rapper? And he said, yes, he knows a rapper. And then he asked him if he could be there the Monday. So the Monday, I gave him the papers, and I said, listen, you have an hour. We need to change this, the verses, into a rap song.
Yeah.
So he did magic within the hour. I was just like astonished. I was like standing there, what?
Oh,
What
you
just
knew
happened?
this was meant to be.
And a week later, we recorded the song. It just
And
all
it's a wild
fell into
contrast if you
place.
think about it, because my friends are asking me, man, how do you
How do you fit in
link
with
up?
that?
But it works. It works because I had said to myself, look, there's no bad genre. It's just there's a bad song. So if you have a good song, it works.
Yes,
Love
often.
that.
Let's say it's
Yeah.
a bad song, it's a good song.
Well, look, for some reason, I think this was destiny, taking two crazy puzzle pieces and finding a way to merge them together to present and create what I think is going to be an absolutely beautiful picture. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, Mzansi, then you're going to need to stick around because they will be performing that new single along with a lot of inspiration to get you in the feels, to get you hyped up for this new album, for this new music. And both of these artists have so much to offer. So you don't need to go anywhere. Official duties must commence, and then it's back to entertainment. Nice job, guys.
I will.
Thank you so much, team. And the timing is perfect, in fact, as we just hit the 7 o'clock mark. So let's delve into those national news headlines. And we start here in South Africa, where digital nomads are welcome. Those who wish to work remotely while staying here in South Africa will soon be able to do so. Home Affairs Minister Aaron Motsoaledi has now announced the introduction of remote work visas as a new addition to the country's visa regime. And I love the sound of this. People employed in other countries who wish to work remotely while staying here in South Africa and, of course, spending that salary will need to earn at least 1 million rand annually to qualify. They'll be exempt from paying taxes for 6 months. And the new regulations are set to be gazetted in a week's time. A bold, but I think very positive move. Now let's stay here in South Africa, where Electricity Minister Josientsho Ramakgopa has now attributed the current reduced levels of rolling blackouts to Eskom's ramped-up planned maintenance and sound management. Now, South Africa has experienced 2 weeks without load shedding, many thinking it's in the build-up to the elections. Well, Ramakgopa says electricity supply is currently higher than demand, adding that planned maintenance allowed for the accelerated sourcing of spares as well. And meanwhile, the National Energy Regulator of South Africa says approving new guidelines for implementing load shedding does not mean the country is close to a blackout. If anything, we're moving in the other direction. Now, casting a wider gaze on the international news front, a group of elderly Swiss women have won the first ever climate case victory in the European Court of Human Rights. The women, mostly in their 70s, said that their age and gender made them particularly vulnerable to the effects of heat waves linked to climate change, and the court found that Switzerland's efforts to meet its emission reduction targets had been woefully inadequate. This is a massive moment. Swedish campaigner Greta Thunberg jumped on board and she joined the activists celebrating in Strasbourg yesterday. The ruling is binding and can influence the law in 46 countries in Europe. So watch the developments in the wake of this particular legal moment. Now, we have to focus on a tragic story. The bodies of 38 migrants have been recovered after a shipwreck off the Horn of the African nation of Djibouti. And the heat of the boat was carrying 66 people when it sank in the early hours of Monday. The tragedy happened just 200 meters off the coast of Godoria in the northeast of Djibouti. And those on the boat included women and, of course, babies. Each year, many thousands of African immigrants brave this perilous eastern route across the Red Sea and through war-scarred Yemen as well to reach Saudi Arabia, seeking some level of better economic opportunities. And, of course, many lose their lives in a similar fashion. Heartbreaking. Now, finally, in a challenging neighborhood of Nairobi in Kenya, fencing has emerged as a rather unexpected passion for young people, providing an outlet that takes them away from crime. Now, the Savora Fencing Club was founded by Umburu Wanyoke, a former gangster turned athlete and eventual coach of the Kenyan national fencing team. And club members routinely hold bouts in the street where they strike a dramatic scene, thrusting and parrying in their snow-white uniforms across the reddish ground. Absolutely awesome to see. Coach Wanyoke, he emphasizes that their determination and passion compensates for equipment limitations, highlighting their resilience and that focus and dedication. And the club's Tami membership program furthermore cultivates virtues like integrity and discipline, shaping its members into respected community role models who of course, are a little intimidating as well. I don't think anyone is going to mess with them soon. But what an inspirational story to lead us into our sports bulletin.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Yes, scintillating stuff indeed. And speaking of, the Champions League quarter-final first leg last night was exactly that. Now, Manchester City and Real Madrid battled to a thrilling 3-3 draw at the Santiago Bernabeu. Now, England's rising star Phil Foden stole the show with a magnificent goal that levelled the score at 2-2. Now, Josko Gavidal and Federico Valverde added their own spectacular strikes, setting up an intense second leg at the Etihad on the 17th of April. Now, meanwhile, Arsenal snatched a 2-2 draw against Bayern Munich thanks to Leandro Trossard's late equaliser, denying Harry Kane a triumphant return to North London. Now, the stage is set for an exhilarating second leg. Well, we stick to football action and over to the women's corner right now. And Nigeria's women's football team, the Super Falcons, secured their spot in the 2024 Olympic Games. And that's the women's football tournament with a hard-fought 0-0 draw against Banyana in Pretoria. Now, the Super Falcons won the tie 1-0 on aggregate, and that's thanks to a penalty goal by Rashidat Ajibade, and that was in the first leg. Now, this marks Nigeria's return to the Olympics after a 16-year absence, and they will face world champions Spain, Japan, and Brazil in the first round of the tournament in France from July the 25th to August the 10th. Well, from football, we move over to the world of rugby. Now, Western Province Professional Rugby, otherwise known as WPPR, has undergone a name change and will now be known as Stormers Rugby. Now, this according to CEO Johan Leroux. Now, the decision to change the name was made to establish a clear separation between the professional arm and the amateur arm, which is the Western Province Rugby Football Union. Now, the name change is part of the new chapter following the recent equity deal with the Red Deesa Consortium, now holding a controlling shareholding of 74% in Stormers Rugby. Now, to the world of cricket, and in an exhilarating showdown at East London's Buffalo Park, Tasman Brits showcased her brilliance with a stunning century. However, the opening ODI between the Proteas women and Sri Lanka was ultimately abandoned, and that due to persistent rain. Now, Brits' remarkable knock of 116 off only 128 balls powered the Proteas to an imposing total of 270 runs for 6 wickets. Now, Sri Lanka, having reached 23 runs for no wickets, and that was in their chase, were left disappointed as the match was called off. Now, the second ODI takes place on Saturday, the 13th of April, and it's happening at Kimberley Oval in Kimberley at 2 p.m. We'll see you there. For now, though, we'll see you with the rest of the headlines when it comes to traffic, and hopefully G-Man can serve us for many of you now heading out on the roads.
Thank you so much, Roll. Let's get you to work safely. We start up in Germiston in Johannesburg. Often there is congestion on the N3 northbound. This time it's around the Geldenhuys interchange. Please expect some delays and allow for a little more travel time. You can see in those pictures. Then moving across to Johannesburg, there's been an accident west of the M2 and delays are expected as a result. Make use of an alternative route, please, if you can, and then just exercise caution if you're out there. Then bringing it down south, we hit Athlone in Cape Town. There is congestion on the N2 inbound at the Jakes Gerwel. Expect delays and allow for more travel time and possibly a little bit of weather coming into play there as well. In fact, let's get the latest on the weather front to see if that's going to affect your trip. So let's bring you a little bit of weather news update first before we get into those temperatures and news on matters water concerns. Of course, this morning is that government is determined to intervene to face the country's water challenges that seem to be spreading before it reaches a crisis point, such as what happened in the energy industry. And Deputy President Paul Mashatile spoke during a public lecture at the University of Johannesburg. He reaffirmed that President Cyril Ramaphosa had appointed him to lead a task force of ministers, at least, and individuals and groups that can help to find a lasting solution to water challenges. Mashatile added the team will liaise with all stakeholders in the water sector and no one will be left out. Hopefully that speaks to the communities, most importantly. Mashatile also added that the department had already made some 16 billion rand available to municipalities to find solutions to the numerous water crises. Now let's temper that news with a bit of a sunrise view. And in fact, this is the winner of the moment. Look at that. Sure, the timing just perfect. This was sent in by Cindy from Mandini. Cindy, oh, you live in a beautiful part of the world. I love seeing how you wake up every morning. Please share your morning views with us on 063-408-8863, and you might see it live here on air. Well, of course, it is a brand new day. We've had some crazy weather. Let's see what those temperatures are looking like today.
Oh, the weather isn't looking too bad. You can consider that a win. But if you want to keep the winning going, then I want you to be in it to win it. And that's obviously when you play Lotto, Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2. And that's for over 34 million rand in total estimated jackpots happening today, this Wednesday. Now you can play Lotto for an estimated 24 million rand. There's Lotto Plus 1 for 3 million rand. And then there's the Lotto Plus 2 for 7.5 million rand. This is a lot of money, people. Now you can buy your tickets today in store. You can get over at the National Lottery.co.za website. There's the mobile app, cell phone banking, or you can simply dial *120 *7529 hash and then follow the USSDs. As simple as that. Now, if that didn't make sense to you, don't worry, we got you covered because all of these details are on our Expresso social media pages and you can go check it out right now. So for you, Mzansi, make sure to get yourself in the running to win your share of over, reminder, 34 million rand. And that's in total estimated Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 jackpots today. All you got to do is play. Now, as we said, the winning spirit's going to keep on going, and we do have Eid around the corner. It's the last day of fasting before we bring in all the special times, the memorable moments with our loved ones. And with that, we need some inspiration. So what better than a Kingklip biryani? Oh, it looks delicious. I mean, come on! How can you say no to this, especially after an intense fast? Come on, bring it through. And then we're going to also explore inflammation and heart health. So all the boxes being ticked right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Mzansi, don't go anywhere. We'll see you after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
And we are back in the kitchen with another culinary hotline bling! Ting, ting, ting! I don't know why they sound so sad today, but it's fine. They're not going to get what we're about to make. What are we making, Chef Wadia?
We are making some yummy, delicious Kingklip biryani.
Get out of here! Yes, that looks amazing. Before we start,
yes,
can we just put this situation to rest now?
Yes.
The difference between acne and biryani. From a professional, because
massive difference.
Okay, so you are a professional. I want you to set the record straight live on TV right now. What is the difference?
Guys, acne is a one-pot concoction. Biryani is a layered labor of love. There's a lot of love that goes into making biryani.
Okay, and
it's got lentils.
And is that a must?
That's a must. That's biryani. That separates the two.
And you know what? You don't even have to be separated as a person. There's Team Acne, Team Biryani out there.
Yes.
It's not. I feel like they come all together, all at once, love them equally.
Both delicious.
Both delicious. The thing is about acne and biryani, even a mediocre acne or mediocre biryani is still a good biryani and acne. Chef, why are you pulling a face like, you've had some bad experiences?
Yeah.
We won't talk about that now, but let's talk about how to make a fantastic one that is going to just set the record like straight. It's like the best ever Kingklip biryani. Oh my god. I've never had a Kingklip biryani, by the way.
Really?
Nope.
It's very rich, it's very decadent, and Kingklip is very expensive, but you know what? It's Eid. And Eid Mubarak to everybody.
Yes.
And it's Eid, and we're going to make it absolutely amazing and delicious.
I know that Kingklip is expensive. Now we're gonna cook as we are talking.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start. What was the first thing we're gonna do?
So I want to show you how to marinate.
Okay.
Do you wanna assist?
Yes, please. Okay.
Oh, and also, this is one big thing I need to mention. This, if you smell that, I've hand roasted my seeds to make my own biryani masala.
I mean, even the color's different.
So if you smell that, it is just, and this is what makes biryani next level.
Okay. Can you give us not all of your secrets, but what's in your spice blend?
You're going to have chili flakes, jura seeds, cumin seeds, fennel seeds, coriander seeds, and that's it.
It smells so savory.
You're going to just,
and like you said,
over some heat in a non-stick pan, you're going to just roast it and then pop it into your coffee grinder or spice grinder, and that is what's the secret to a really good biryani.
I feel like there's a sweet, nutty flavour from spices that you can only ever smell and taste when the spices have been freshly toasted and freshly ground. As soon as it's been out for a couple of hours,
then it's store-bought.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's just
yes,
next level.
Okay, so spices going in.
Yes.
And I was going to say, I know that we're working on Kingklip, which is a little expensive, but that's where biryani comes in, where biryani just takes an ingredient that usually would only feed like 6 people.
Yes.
And then you go and add the rice, add the spices, build the layers. All of a sudden, that dish that would have fed 6 people is now feeding 12.
Absolutely. It goes far, and it feeds a lot of people.
I love it. And also the fact
lemon
that...
juice.
Please, lemon juice going in.
Lemon juice, yeah.
Biryani is delicious on the day, especially when they do the big reveal and lift up the lid. But day 2, day 3, it just gets better. And I feel the texture of the rice also gets better.
Yes.
So it soaks up more of the flavour, gets a bit drier.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Oh,
yeah.
I'm getting a message from someone in my ear saying, the pans are smoking!
Watch the oil.
The pans are smoking!
So I need you to just maybe take that off for a little bit.
Maybe I should work today.
So
do some work. Okay.
I'm just going to give myself a little bit of a glove here.
There we go. Okay.
And,
you come with your own glove.
I do. I'm weird like that.
No, it's good. I like it. Never ever has anybody ever brought their own glove. I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm looking after the onions. The oil's fine on the side.
So once that oil comes down to a better temperature, I'm going to marinate this. So ideally with biryani, we marinate the protein overnight.
Okay.
So this will be marinated, and those flavors are going to have a conversation overnight, and then that's it.
I like that you say that they're going to have a conversation overnight.
Yes, and then that's that. So we're going to cling wrap that and put it in the fridge, and then we start. Now this is the end result because I was forward thinking.
As you are.
And we're going to now, let's do a little test with a little piece before it becomes a little
Okay, so what I've done is I've just taken it off the heat.
Yes.
At home, if you are deep frying and you notice your oil gets very hot like this and you don't have time to wait for it to cool down, add a little more oil.
Yes.
Room temperature oil to it, and that'll just drop the temperature instantly.
Maybe we should do that.
Should we do that? Okay.
Let's do that.
Tiffany, can you bring us some extra oil? Tiffany says I'm not allowed to call into the kitchen. She wants 24 hours notice before she comes into the kitchen because she wants to be prepared. Yes, Tiffany, everyone. Okay, Tiffany's going to grab that for us. So we're going to fry our fish first.
Yes. So we're also now frying down our onions. This is the base. We're working... This is biryani for you.
Okay.
We've steamed our rice partially. We've steamed our lentils partially. I've also pre-roasted some potatoes. So this is where the layering is going to come into,
Okay.
you know.
Hello, Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
So nice to have you, Tiffany. Okay.
Thank you.
Oil goes back on. We're going to add some of that cooler oil to drop the temperature.
Thank you.
So yes, I was going to ask you about the preparation. So we're starting off with the potatoes. I do love a fried potato in my biryani,
You know,
or roast potato.
right?
Absolutely. I feel like it's always and straight into the oil.
Straight into the oil.
I feel like it's always a bonus when you weren't expecting them to
That's
actually
really
give you properly fried potatoes, and then you go and see it's in there.
Yes.
And to be very honest, I don't make biryani that often. My mom does.
You
and
know?
also I live in the South, so...
But you know, mothers have a way of, you know, just reminding us about where we come from. And you're so lucky to still have your mom.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, Eid, I can hear this woman on my case. Did you make the biryani? Did you make the pastry? She's going to have she's going to turn in her grave when she sees what I'm going to do next. But anyway, we are modern women, you know. We have to find shortcuts and better ways of doing things.
Absolutely, and especially a dish like this that takes a lot of preparation and there's time that goes into it.
Yeah.
All right, so fish is frying. We're busy with the onions, and again, like you said, this is all going to be laid. It's going to be rice, fish, onions, a lot of other ingredients coming together. We're not going to finish it in this part, but we are going to do a massive reveal in part 3. Curry leaves are going in.
Yeah.
So how do you store your curry leaves after you've used them? You still got leftover?
You can freeze them.
I was about to say, that's exactly what I do. I just keep a big bag of curry leaves in the freezer, and it's just become my go-to. I accidentally said it's a hack, and then people came after me on social media. For people that make curry and then don't get that authentic flavor, there's just something missing.
Yes.
I say add curry leaves, because curry leaves seem to have the essence of a good curry just in the leaf already. So I 100% always have stock of curry leaves.
Yes.
And I've actually cancelled the dish when I couldn't find curry leaves in the store. I'm like, it's not today. I'm not making the dish today. I will make it when the curry leaves are back in stock.
Oh,
it just makes a difference.
These are from my tree at home. I'm very...
And again, Chef
very
Wadia's
blessed.
personal home address, I'm only joking. But it's good to know someone that has a curry, a bay
You can
leaf
come
tree
and
and
raid
a
it
curry.
anytime.
Hey,
You can
there
come
we
raid it
go.
anytime.
Okay, so lentils are going to join our onions.
So lentils are going to join our onions. Now, everybody makes biryani differently, but I've been taught that when you're specifically making fish biryani, don't add tomato, because Eid could be the first day or the second day, depending on when they sight the moon. Don't add tomato because it could make your biryani sour.
Start fermenting.
Start fermenting. So we omit the tomato, and we're going to just go in with our lentils. We've pre-cooked these lentils, and...
do you remember the days when you had to sort through the lentils to pick out stones?
Oh my goodness, I can't even. Childhood trauma.
But you see, I was actually thinking childhood trauma as well. But then I remember, like, it would literally be all the cousins sitting at the table, everyone in charge of, like, sorting. And that was those memories. Absolutely, I've got people in the background also nodding their head. They know about that. Technology now sorts it all out for us. Maybe we should go back to the olden days. Sort it out ourselves. No, don't do that, because Chef Wadia does this professionally. And what's the biggest event you've ever catered for?
Recently, a matric dance, 260 packs. But the challenge was the next night at the same venue was again 260 packs.
No. And this isn't just like hors d'oeuvres, people. This is serious food.
Plated food on the fly.
Yes.
And you know, to plate food on the fly is quite challenging, but we love this.
If you want to see some of the behind the scenes of that, go and check Chef Wadia's TikTok out. It's all there, so you can just see what the preparation's like, the mission of plating all those plates. Check it out. Okay, so we're gonna come back and we're gonna assemble this beautiful, beautiful dish. Just to let you remember where we're at. Fish is frying, lentils throwing the onions. When we come back, we're gonna start layering everything. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Culinary Hotline Bling.
Ting, ting, ting. Welcome back. You know, with all the hustle and bustle in life, it's sometimes very important for you to slow down and check your health. After all, they do say a heart inflamed is a heart at risk. Today, we dive into the field of inflammation and heart health, and we hear from the experts, Marianne Duplessis, who is the CEO of the Medical Nutritional Institute and also a researcher at MNI, Ashley Smith. Welcome to the Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Marianne, the heart is a vital organ. What is the effect of inflammation on the heart's health?
Abnormal cholesterol, triglyceride levels causes systemic damage in your blood vessels, and this leads to the activation of inflammation. Now, we call it the silent inflammation because there are no obvious symptoms, and although it's very active in your body, it often gets overlooked. So over a period of time, this systemic inflammation can cause more damage to your blood vessel walls, your tissues, or your organs, and that can lead to life-threatening cardiovascular complications like heart attacks or stroke. So it's a bit of a snowball effect where abnormal cholesterol causes systemic inflammation, and this inflammatory state is an independent risk factor for cardiovascular health. So if you really want to look after your heart health, you have to look after your cholesterol as well as your inflammation in your body.
And someone who can really help us with this is MNI. Ashley, tell me, you've been so dedicated to helping patients over the years. How does MNI help with this specifically?
So MNI's approach is actually twofold. Abnormal cholesterol is a major contributor to the development of heart disease. Ricol is a very well-researched product from MNI that lowers cholesterol and your triglyceride levels. Ricol contains a unique combination of ingredients that target various biochemical pathways involved in the digestion, absorption, and removal of your cholesterol and other harmful fats from the system. And by doing so, it lowers your total cholesterol, LDL, and your triglyceride levels. It also offers an extended release formulation, and so it remains effective in the body for longer. And then the second aspect is that inflammation is an independent risk factor for heart disease. Flamleaf from MNI fights acute and chronic inflammation and protects the body from inflammatory disease conditions. Its unique blend of ingredients results in excellent absorption, making it very effective in fighting inflammation, relieving inflammatory pain, and protecting your organs from inflammatory damage. The British Arthritis Research Organisation rates the ingredients in Flamleaf a 4 out of 5 in terms of effectiveness, and actually groups it into one of the safest categories. For optimal heart health, we actually recommend using Flamleaf and Ricol in combination. Both of these are available at all pharmacies. Just remember to insist on the original. And then you can also get these products online at mnilifestyle.co.za.
Wow, it's great that we can get this kind of information, and also we have access to products that can help us better our health. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And there you have it. To understand is to know that you have the keys to unlocking the doors to help you care for your health.
Oh, Mzansi, I'm going to let you in on something. I'm going to try my best to do this. Let me see if I can just, get these flavors across the screen, because, yeah, it is smelling so good in the kitchen right now. And we're not stopping with that smell because we're going to elevate it even more. We've got part 3 of our culinary conundrum coming at you. We're doing a steak and kidney pie like no other, officially ticking all the boxes when it comes to your Eid inspiration. And speaking of inspiration, we've still got some music to dive into, and Shireen and Joel are standing by to do just that. They've got new music. We've discussed all the inspiration behind it. So let's see them entertain us. All this to look forward to, Mzansi. Don't go anywhere. Oh, but it's smelling good. Wow.
Are you auditioning and getting ready for Tropica Island of Treasure? Well, don't let joint and muscular pain hold you back. Deep Heat is your go-to warm-up solution and SA's #1 choice.
Oh, yes, and here's an extra incentive. The top 7 contestants heading to the island will each receive 10,000 Rand from Deep Heat. And remember, you can upload your audition with the hashtag Deep Heat and the hashtag Tropica and tag MyTropica.
Who knows, you could be competing in Zanzibar.
Yeah, it's time to reach your full potential.
Get Deep Heat and conquer the island.
Was an effortless mistake. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. We've been promising you a performance that's going to take your breath away, and your timing is perfect. It's on the way.
Oh, yes, because on the stage right now to perform the latest single, While You Love Somebody Else, we have Shireen Barnard featuring Joel Parker. Take it away.
So I'm Shireen Barnard, and this is Joel Parker, and we'll be performing While You Love Somebody Else.
The way I felt for you was an effortless mistake. I tasted you. I wish I never let myself think of you the way I do. I wish I could hate you for letting me love you while you love somebody else. Yeah, while you love somebody else.
Yeah. The way I care for you, I don't know why. You feel nothing, so maybe there was never a connection. I feel so stupid because you didn't reply. I had a lot of kisses saved up for you, but I left you too. That was the hardest thing that I had to do. Turning my back to never look back. Ice cold, poker face, a warm fold. Broke my heart while I played my part. Out in the rain while I'm dealing with pain. So many steps in the wrong direction. No connection, no resurrection. Everything dies, phone off, don't send me replies. With all of your lies, I realize a mistake that I made.
The way I felt for you was an effortless mistake. I tasted you. I wish I never let myself think of you the way I do. I wish I could hate you for letting me love you while you love somebody else. Yeah, while you love somebody else.
Yeah. The way I care for you, I don't know why. You know this love used to get me high. Bye-bye. Too late to rectify what we could have had. I was down bad. Now I'm up and glad I saw your true colors. This thing of ours was bright as flowers. Now in the dark, losing a spark. No was up, just the two of us. But the ship sunk while I was locked drunk. Now I'm swimming away, for a new wave. The good memories are the ones I take. I don't have to hate, just gotta accept. Taking a step after the next. It may be a test, but it stayed in my chest. I ignored the rest and told you the best. But now I know you were just like the rest.
I let it hurt.
I let it hurt and I stayed with the pain.
I let it be.
I let you be and I let you go.
I let it break my heart.
I didn't fight it back.
But I won't let you see.
You'll never see it.
And I let it hurt.
I'll stay with my hurt.
Yeah, I let it be.
Bring the pain away.
I let it break my heart.
Maybe smoke the pain away.
But I won't let you see.
How you broke me so much.
The way I felt for you
I'll always hide the pain from you.
was an effortless mistake.
I'll never let you see how you
I
want.
tasted you.
Broke my heart so badly.
I wish I never let myself
Hurt me in the worst way.
think of you the way I do.
Broke my heart, took my
I
heart.
wish I could hate you
Trusted you with it.
for letting me love you
You shattered me.
while you love somebody else.
But I'll be fine.
While you love somebody
How
else.
could you break me like this?
So the second song I will be doing for you, I wrote on the 7th of September, and the song's name is Poison.
Turn off the light so you don't see my face. The
There are stories of creators, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back, you beauties. A little electromagnetic radiation in the brain. We apologize for those technical difficulties. Our amazing team is working through them right now. We promise you, Shireen will blow you away in just a moment. My poor little heart,
I think
man.
she did exactly that. She blew us away that we couldn't even handle it.
The whole system fell down.
We need to take a breather and come back to it. But what we're going to do is fill the bellies up, get an appetite, and then go back into the entertainment. And we're talking steak and kidney pie. Bring it on. It smells amazing already.
You said it, Ralph, steak and kidney pie. The steak and kidney pie that's about to put all other steak and kidney pies to rest. Oh, but before we do this, biryani.
Yes.
Okay, let's do a swap.
Let's quickly finish off. So,
okay. So today, you go ahead, chef. So tomorrow being the big day, this is something you do today or tomorrow?
The biryani?
Yeah.
No, you can do it, if it's lamb, you can do it the day before.
Okay.
But this is so quick.
It's so quick, yeah. But your elements you can have done?
The elements you can pre-marinate definitely the day before.
So we've got the layering of our onions and lentils and spices going with the fish.
I'm only doing one layer.
Only one layer?
Just because...
Which is also perfectly fine.
Just fine.
Because I feel like if you make too many layers, people end up digging too deep into the thing.
No,
but you are going to turn it out in the end, which we've done already.
Yes.
And then your potatoes gone right at the end. I'm asking, because I'm learning as well.
Definitely, right at the end, but I've already pre-roasted them.
Yes.
So they're nice and crispy and crunchy, but we're going to just give it that extra bit of, you know, chutzpah with the steam. So this is going to steam with some nice salted butter. We don't have to use all of this rice. And then we're going to go in with our cheat.
Yes.
Our saffron powder, which is just mixed with a bit of water, and just you'll notice I didn't make the rice yellow. I kept it white, the basmati rice, and we're just going to make a little pattern.
That's my favorite because it ends up looking like confetti rice. Yeah.
Correct, and that's all it needs. Just a bit of two-tone, and we're going to go in with some salted butter, just a few knobs.
And I like you said salted butter specifically.
Because
the way that rice takes on a whole new flavour and identity when you add salted butter to it is amazing. It's so good.
Yes.
Love. Okay, the gloves coming on.
I have to use my hands. You know, you've got to get in there.
These are the crispy onions. What do we cook them in? We fry them in?
A bit of the yellow powder.
Oh, yeah.
And then just give it... You've got to char the onion. Let it burn slightly.
Okay.
It's packed with flavour. And then we're going to top it off with some roast potatoes, and then we're going to add some curry leaves and some fresh coriander.
So the team behind the scenes knew that you were coming today, and they all came with their Tupperware.
A barakat.
A barakat? Guess what? You're getting nothing. You're getting nothing. I'm taking this whole... Guys, you have no idea how obsessed. If you want to kidnap me, come in an unmarked van, the most dodgiest van, it doesn't matter, but offer me biryani. I'll get in your car. It's fine. Chef! Whoa, okay, so lid goes on.
So we're gonna add a little tinge of water, right? A piece of foil, and then the lid goes on and it's gonna be popped in the oven on 180 degrees, and it's just gonna steam for about 12 minutes, 15 minutes.
While that's busy happening, we're gonna start on our second recipe, which is the steak and kidney pie. I don't know where Raul de Mornay is, but someone's gonna go and find him, and he's gonna come in and he's gonna get to try the biryani. So we'll find him in a bit, and when he does come in, I've got a treat for him. Raul de Mornay. Oh wait, I found him. Raul de Mornay. Raul de Mornay is coming in while that's happening.
Say treats. We say treats.
When last have you had a Kingklip biryani? Kingklip biryani, because for me it's never.
Never ever, actually. Never ever in my life. I didn't know you're allowed to do that, so... Are we not breaking rules?
No,
here?
Chef, what is it? She's official.
Is it certified? Is it official? Okay.
Official.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
There you go.
I'm just excited. Is this it?
Yes. So this is the end result, Chef. I mean, that looks so amazing. Okay.
And can we talk about the fact that I also am loving and vibing the colors that we're getting from this? It's vibrant, it's warm, it's bright, it's hearty, and this is kind of what I feel like this moment is all about.
It's festive.
Yeah, exactly that. All right, without further ado, let me tuck in. Is there a way to do this or just
You just go for it. Go in. Little spicy.
Wow. No, it's not. And I'm often afraid of too much spice, but the spice has balance, it's got flavor. There's this like citrusness coming out from this as well, which is balancing everything. What have you done?
Yeah.
What have you created? Be careful with what you do in the kitchen because this is insane. Wow.
I'm so happy you're enjoying it.
Well done. Thank you so
You're most
much.
welcome.
This could be the best way to break your fast officially and celebrate this holy month. So thank you so much. Add this to your list, Mzansi. It's an absolute winner. Can I take this? And
I'll collect my 100 rand later. It's fine.
Thank you so much.
They'll give 100 rand from Raul later. There you go. Steak and kidney pie. Onions are in. Steak and kidney pie. I want to say it's a global classic. But especially as Africans, we love it.
We do, and there's no real set way to do it. Some people want to brown the meat first. Some people want to do the onions first, but it's a lot of PT, especially when you are a working person and you need to try and make something decadent, but on the fly.
Exactly.
So we're going to go in, we're going to brown our onions. Again, we're going to just add a little pinch of salt to the onions.
Very important. I'm glad that you're doing that.
It just
especially if you're not
sweat.
And it draws out the moisture, softens it a lot quicker. Absolutely.
You work quicker.
And it's a chance for people to actually season their food as well. So yes, do it.
2 cloves, 2 allspice. We're gonna let the thyme do some popping because it's gonna add that savory element to the pie.
And it immediately smells
amazing.
Amazing in the kitchen.
And then you can already see your onions already browning nicely. I want to pack some flavor into this onion before I add the protein. So we're just going to go in with some pepper. And we're going to brown it even further with some Worcester.
Oh, yes.
Worcester sauce, Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire sauce.
However you say it,
However
add
you
it.
say
It is so essential. Can I do a little fast forward at the same time? So we're going to add to this, we're going to add the garlic, and then we're going to add the meat, the garlic, the parsley, and this is?
This is an egg yolk.
Egg yolk for this one.
That's good.
Okay.
We're going to brush our pie.
All comes together, and then it's going to cook down. So, Chef, I'm going to step over your side. I'm going to add that, because I want you to show the final result and start putting it
I'm
together.
going to put it together. Oh, and you also have some stock, so that it simmers.
Okay.
I've made the stock in my kitchen.
Yes, you did. Nothing store-bought with Chef Wadia. As the professional.
No, don't say that too fast because...
She even makes her own samosa pastry. No, don't ever do that. Oh, my goodness, I had to do that once.
Don't.
And I would never do it ever again. And to
What
the
a
people
waste
out
of
there,
time.
to the people out there that do make the samosa pastry from scratch, wow. We're going to have a special day for you once a year, public holiday. I can't. Okay.
Again, childhood trauma. So, again, my mother's turning in her grave because of pastry, but this was my job to be able to roll out the layers of the pastry. So I vowed as an adult, I'll never make pastry ever again.
And you don't have to.
Well, why?
The quality is so good.
Why when the quality is so good? So I've saved us some time. I've made what it's supposed to look like. Once you've added all your ingredients and your cornstarch, this is what you're going to end up with, which is your steak and kidney filling.
And what cut of beef did you use?
So this is chuck.
And then question, what grain of rice, what rice did you use for the biryani?
Extra long basmati rice.
Extra rice, and that's the one that gives you that slight curl at the end.
It's just so good.
Oh, yes.
And it's fragrant. It's easy to work with as well, and it doesn't mush. It's really
and that's
good.
the thing, like the biryani, for biryani specifically, you need individual grains of rice.
Yes.
And I feel like not anyone, especially there's some professional chefs out there that struggle cooking rice. And
We're making beautiful biryani because we want each flake to just flake.
To flake, there we go. Let me get this out the way for you. So puff pastry gets rolled out, and then we've got one that's rolled out. Oh, this is for the top now.
This
and
is
I
for the
like that
top.
you prick the bottom again.
Yes.
And filling's gone in. This is for the top. The egg wash, obviously, we put this to the side over here.
Yes. So we're literally just going to we're going to eyeball it, and we're just going to work as fast as we possibly can. Remember, our lives are busy, our lives are hectic, but you know what? Us women, we're going to still put and eat pie on that table
There we go.
Eid, you know?
Men try harder. Yes, yes, absolutely. And you know, I like a steak and kidney pie, like very traditional, with a little bit of the sago in it as well.
Yes, and that's the thing. You can use cornstarch or you can use sago. It's your preference. I like to use sago when I'm busy making a mince pie.
Right, yes,
Because it just does its thing. But I feel like because of the steak and the kidney, they are very well balanced. I think you just need a bit of cornstarch and a bit of beef stock. So I'm going to literally just give myself some room here, create an edge. If I'm shorting a little bit of edge, we're just going to go in, no fuss, add on, and there we need another little bit of edge.
Beautiful. And
Right?
I like that you're making it rustic as well.
Very rustic, and then we're going to go in with our... and just make a little bit of a...
Oh, wow.
A little bit of
Just
a...
to really seal it to make sure it's not going to separate.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
I feel like it shouldn't be perfect. If a steak and kidney pie looks too perfect, yeah. You know, it's got to have attitude, personality. It's got to be a little rustic as well for me.
Oh, we're going to eat it anyway, but I mean, rustic and delicious, I mean, you know?
With effort still put in, absolutely, but yes. Like this, I can just see how this is going to be so irregular and crispy and puff out.
Correct.
Yeah, and like, you get people that are filling people and some people are pastry people.
That's true.
I married a pastry person and I'm a filling person.
You're a filling person. Ah, well balanced.
That's the balance in life.
Well balanced. And that's all you need. And then because it is Eid, we're going to just go in with a
We
circle.
are not. We are.
And we're just going to make a little crescent moon because...
Because you should...
Hopefully tonight they'll sight the moon.
Yes.
And then we're just going to go and give ourselves a little moon, and then that's... Oh, and then one last step, an egg yolk. Don't whisk the full egg. Try and separate a little bit of effort. Separate the egg from the yolk, because that's just going to give you a beautiful...
that lacquered brown look on the
beautiful
top.
coating, yeah. When it starts baking, it's just going to be beautiful.
That is amazing. So it goes into the oven, 200 degrees, chef?
180.
180. It comes out looking beautiful like this.
For 40 minutes.
If you make these 3 recipes that we've done this morning from Chef Wadia, and again, those recipes are on expressoshow.com, you're going to end up with this. And this means you're going to end up with the best Eid you have ever had in your life. So, Chef Wadia, thank you so much.
It has been my absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me, Chef Claire.
Such a pleasure. I've been taking notes all morning. It's not the last time you're with us. Can't wait to have you back again. South Africa, let us know on our social pages what theme you want next for Culinary Hotline. I already know we're going to do a bit of a fakeaway series coming up next, but still, let us know what you want to see on the Culinary Hotline. It has been amazing, Chef Wadia. Thank you for joining us on the Culinary Hotline. Bling!
Thank you.
Oh, man, we love it. Thank you so much, Wadia. Now, Shireen has very kindly brought us back into the bubble, the emotional bubble, and she reckons that this is one of her absolute favorites, so I have a feeling we're going to enjoy it even more right now. Here she is with Poison. Take it away.
The hurt in my eyes for you. In the dead of the night, I gave you all my heart instead of my pride. You hold me close and touch my soul. I can hear you through the silence talking softly. You're in control. Standing in the darkness, looking down on me. I'm a prisoner of your love, enslaved by my passion, can't you see? I fall at your feet, looking up to you. No, I don't wanna let go. Ooh, I have no safety net and no more air to breathe. You got me wrapped around your finger. I am trapped by your love. I am lost. You're the poison that I drank, and it left me paralyzed and traumatized. If love can live forever, then how come I feel so dead inside? Oh, they say heartache will mend in time. I bleed and I feel, I bleed and I scream. No, I don't make a sound. No, I don't make a sound. I don't wanna say I miss you, 'cause the hardest part is losing you. I bleed and I feel, I bleed and I scream. No, I don't make a sound. No, I don't make a sound. I don't wanna say I miss you, 'cause the hardest part is losing you.
Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, got me right there. I know a lot of people feeling that music right now. Shireen Barnard is not going anywhere. What a star. And just such a lovely human being as well. That was magical.
That was magic indeed. And something else that was magical was definitely the recipes that we cooked up in the kitchen this morning. Wadia, thank you so much for coming through.
Come on, bro.
Wow, wow, wow. Those words are even an understatement for the taste that came through. But this was pretty much what we were chatting to you about, Mzansi, as well. We were obviously finding out from you with regards to the incredible occasion coming up. We have friends and family that we're always celebrating Eid with. What meals will you be sharing and exchanging, especially when it comes to you being invited to a dinner party? What's your go-to meal?
Well, I brought the steak and kidney pie, guys. I thought, let me just, I just whipped it up. Just a little something. It's like an old family favorite. I've got to ask this, put this to you, Wadia, because I would imagine there was an expectation that you were always going to either cook or be the superstar kind of hostess, or that you're going to bring that crowd-pleasing meal. Do you feel that?
Been set.
Yeah.
You know, and I love it because, you know, I feel like food brings family together. And I feel like the person that's cooking the food is sort of the hub of the family. And that is so important to me, especially after losing my mom. I feel like food and her heritage and her recipes, it keeps family together, and that means the world to me.
It's so funny, as you say that, yesterday I had that thought, the best thing I've ever tasted. And I was thinking, I work with amazing chefs, the best thing I've ever tasted is my mom's, all due respect, rather mediocre mac and cheese when I got home from boarding school, because it was the first thing that I could actually eat for months, but that feeling of eating her food.
And it ignites a memory, right?
Oh, man, and that set the tone for life. So let's see what the people are saying. What are their go-to dishes when y'all rock up?
Marina Julius comes through and says, good morning, Expresso team. My family loves my pasta dishes or butter chicken with basmati rice and tomato and chili salad. Very nice. And a top tip that I learned today, if you're having your meal over a couple of days, don't add tomato in because it can start to ferment, right? Yeah, you see, I was listening.
Wow. Now he's going to pass that off as his own intellectual property with the next
come on,
chef.
don't
you know
spoil
that,
the plan,
Let's get another one in.
So Clarissa Miller says, good morning. Ramadan is not special without corned meats, corned beef and corned tongue, but not essential if you can't afford it. Now, family is always the utmost of importance as long as families can come together. Hashtag Expresso Show. I like that. Corned meats, you into that at all?
Yes, it's already done. It's
already
ready.
done? Okay. Say no more.
It's ready.
Do you get to actually just take a step back at some point and enjoy finishing your fast and embracing this what is, it feels like a very big spiritual opportunity this year?
No, absolutely. But I feel like you can accomplish everything with a tick list.
Yes.
You know, so whether it's your fasting, the things you're going to prepare for the day, your Ramadan menu, your Eid menu, if you have a tick list, you can just tick it off and then also do the spiritual things as well in between.
You can have that time. I love it, man. There is an app for everything, and where there isn't an app, there is a Wadi app. Absolutely love it. But of course, we've still got a lot of fun to have on the show this morning. I'm going to be taking a bit of a journey into the winelands to make some amazing discoveries of my own. How you can do farming better, how you can do gardening better, how you can do eating better, and I will certainly try that.
Yeah, nice stuff indeed. Now, someone else we're going to look forward to is someone I got the pleasure of working with recently. She's got the most incredible energy, so much poise. She is an absolute stunner. We're talking about Tara Cannon in the building. Say hello to this beautiful soul. We're going to get to know her and maybe get some inspiration on creating content so that you can have an even brighter future ahead of you.
Yeah, man, you can use that for your audition for Tropica Island of Treasure. You could be heading to Zanzibar to play for your half of $1 million. We'll give you those details on the other side.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Just before the top of the hour, so maybe a second to squeeze in the good news, and it is massive. If you play Lotto, Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 today, you could potentially get your hands on a cool 34 million rand in total estimated jackpots for this Wednesday. It is massive. So let's break it down. You can play Lotto for 24 million. Perfect jumping off point. Lotto Plus 1 for 3 million and Lotto Plus 2 for a cool 7.5 million, but you got to be in it to win it. How do you get your tickets? Well, let me reinforce it again. You can get them in store, probably the easiest way. You can go to nationallottery.co.za online, really easy. You can use their mobile app, you can use your own cell phone banking app, or you can go the traditional route, dial star 120 star 7529 hash for all the USSD, and we'll keep those up on our social media platforms so you've got no excuses excuses. Go and pick your lucky numbers, randomize, do a quick pick, whatever you got to do. Just put yourself in the running for that 34 million rand in estimated jackpots across Lotto, Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 today. But you gotta ponder, push up, play. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Chief, for that plug. It's 2 minutes past the hour and it's time for our last round of official duties. Now, starting with national headlines, all Western Cape schools reopened today, and this is following the weekend's strong winds and heavy downpours. Now, numerous schools in the province were closed yesterday and on Monday, and Western Cape Premier Alan Winde said 132 schools have reported damage, ranging from minor to significant, and these are being assessed and repaired. Now, he added that healthcare facilities remain largely operational, despite intermittent power outages at some sites, and fire kits, which would be delivered to informal settlements ravaged by fires over the weekend. Well, now sticking to local news headlines, and digital nomads are going to love this because those who wish to work remotely while staying in South Africa will soon be able to do so. Now, Home Affairs Minister Aaron Matsoledi has announced the introduction of remote work visas as a new addition to the country's visa regime. Now, people employed in other countries who wish to work remotely while staying in South Africa will, however, need to earn at least 1 million rand annually. Now, they will be exempted from paying taxes for 6 months, and the new regulations are set to be gazetted in a week's time. Well, we now move over to our last round of international headlines, and emergency services have rescued passengers trapped in a bus swept away by floods on a bus highway in the north of Kenya. Now, the bus carrying some 50 passengers was heading to the capital, Nairobi, all the way from northern Wajir country. Now, the driver had attempted to cross a flooded section of the road when the vehicle became bogged down in mud amid raging waters. Now, some passengers were rescued from the bus's roof in the nearly 10-hour rescue mission, and others managed to escape through windows. All passengers aboard the bus were rescued. Now, next up, a group of elderly Swiss women have won the first ever climate case victory in the European Court of Human Rights. Now, the women, mostly in their 70s, said that their age and gender made them particularly vulnerable to the effects of heat waves linked to climate change, and the court found that Switzerland's efforts to meet its emission reduction targets had been woefully inadequate. Now, Swedish campaigner Greta Thunberg joined activists celebrating in Strasbourg yesterday. Now, the ruling is binding and can influence the law in 46 countries in Europe. Now, the recent severe weather in the Western Cape has not only impacted people, but also poses serious challenges for marine life. Now, following storms and intense winds, the Turtle Conservation Centre at the Two Oceans Aquarium in the mother city has been overwhelmed with stranded turtle hatchlings. Now, in just 2 days, the Turtle Rescue Network has rescued over 100 hatchlings and counting. Now, they are presently under the expert care of the centre's dedicated team, but they now seek assistance from locals who can contribute clean, empty ice cream containers at the aquarium's front desk. And this is crucial for isolating and caring for the hatchlings. Now, the centre also urges locals and coastal visitors to remain vigilant for stranded hatchlings and promptly report sightings for rescue operations. Well, that's the last of the headlines. We dive into all things sport one last time, and here's G-Man with the latest.
Thank you so much. Well, let's start with European football, already serving us some incredible champagne footy, if you will, in a scintillating Champions League quarter-final first leg. Manchester City and Real Madrid couldn't be separated. They battled it out to a thrilling 3-3 draw at the Santiago Bernabeu last night. So England's rising star very much back in form. Phil Foden stole the show with a magnificent goal that levelled the score at 2-2. Then Josko Vardiol and Federico Valverde added their own spectacular strikes to cap off a brilliant evening and, of course, set up an intense second leg at the Etihad on the 17th of April. And elsewhere, Arsenal snatched a 2-2 draw against Bayern Munich thanks to Leandro Trossard's late equaliser, denying Harry Kane a triumphant return to North London. But the stage again is now set for an exhilarating second leg in Germany. Now, let's stay with footballing news and our continental connection. Nigeria's women's football team, the Super Falcons, have secured their spot in the 2024 Olympic Games Women's Football Tournament with a hard-fought 0-0 draw against Banyana in Pretoria. And that's Super Falcons ultimately winning the tie 1-0 on aggregate thanks to a penalty goal by Rashidat Ajibare in that first leg. So sad for Banyana, but great for Nigeria as it marks their return to the Olympics after a 16-year absence, and they'll face world champions Spain, Japan and Brazil in the first round of the tournament, and that's in France from the 25th of July to the 10th of August. Let's call it the group of death, shall we? Now let's turn to local franchises and some big moves in rugby. Western Province Professional Rugby, or WPPR, has now undergone a name change and will now be known as Stormers Rugby. That's according to CEO Johan Leroux. The decision to change the name was made to establish a clear separation between the professional arm and the amateur arm, which is still the Western Province Rugby Football Union. The name change is part of the new chapter following the recent equity deal, of course, with Red Dice Consortium, now holding a controlling shareholding of 74% in Stormers Rugby. Now we turn to cricket and what could have been in an exhilarating showdown at East London's Buffalo Park yesterday. Tasman Brits was on fire. She showcased her brilliance with a stunning century, but the opening ODI between the Proteas women and Sri Lanka was ultimately abandoned due to persistent rain. So Brits' remarkable knock of 116 off 128 powered the Proteas to an imposing total of 270 for 6. Sri Lanka had reached 23 without loss in their chase. They were left disappointed as the match was called off. So that second ODI has even more meat behind it, and that'll take place this next Saturday, the 13th of April, at another happy hunting ground for the ladies in Kimberley Oval, in fact, in Kimberley. And that one kicks off at 2 o'clock. Get down and support if you can. Clearly, the cricket is going to be explosive. But that's where we leave our sport for this Wednesday morning. Let's get another catch-up with the traffic.
Thanks so much, G-Man, and gratefully not too much when it comes to our traffic this morning, but we are heading over to Kempton Park in Johannesburg. Why? Because there's been an accident on the R21, and that's northbound after the R24. Now, the left shoulder is closed, and as you can see from the visuals, delays are expected. So please do allow for more travel time when passing through this area. And for anybody heading out on the roads this morning, buckle up, stay safe, and plan accordingly. From the roads to the skies, let's now find out what's happening when it comes to weather. Now diving into the world of weather one last time this morning, and the SA Weather Service has issued a yellow level 2 warning for damaging wind and waves, leading to disruption of beachfront and port activities expected between Keiemouth and St. Lucia. Now, meanwhile, the George municipality has started a cleanup work after parts of the town were flooded by heavy downpours. Now, flooding also occurred in places at Oudtshoorn in the Little Karoo. Now, several mountain passes, including the Outeniqua, Meeringspoort and Swartberg, were previously closed for safety reasons. On top of this, Oudtshoorn's Mayor Leon van Wyk says disaster management teams remain on standby as more rain is expected over the next few days. Well, our favorite part of the morning, that's our sunrise view of the hour, is here. And look at this incredible shot. It was sent in by Poppy Swart all the way from Tualume. And look at this incredible image. I absolutely love it. And we're going to showcase it right now. It's taking that long to load because we want to give you the anticipation. But what a shot indeed. And again, a reminder to you, Mzansi, the number's 0634088863. Keep it coming. Keep these incredible shots so we can share it with the rest of the world. And with that being said, let's see what your world has in store for you when it comes to your temperatures. And let's take our final peek at that. not too bad out there, man. Not
It's
too
okay.
bad.
It's okay, but don't go anywhere just yet. Stay indoors. But we missed the sunrise view there, man.
We didn't
Come on.
because we got it back here just
Look
in case
at
you did miss
that.
it. Look at the shot. Absolutely beautiful stuff. And a reminder, this was from Poppy Swat. We had a technical difficulty loading this one because it was so incredible. Look at the detail in the shot.
It's
it needed
divine.
time, yeah,
It's
man.
divine.
But wow, the rays just peek into the clouds in their horizon there. That just brings that beautiful promise of a magic day. Just like today, bro.
Yeah, the sun breaking through the clouds. And perhaps your life needs a little bit of that energy, and we're going to plug you into that energy in just a moment. If you want to be joining, who's on my bottle here? The gorgeous Bobby, hashtag beat Bobby. No, please don't. It's going to become a thing. But of course, you could be earning your right to be joining one of these amazing celebrities on Tropica Island of Treasure in Zanzibar. We'll give you a few auditioning tips in a moment.
Oh, yeah. Now stand by, load up, cock the guns, because Tara Cannon is in the building, baby.
Wow.
And she's locked and loaded, ready to give us all the good stuff. So we can't wait to dive into this conversation. Some inspiration on content creation, and she's going to stick around for entertainment news. So don't go anywhere.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And as promised, joining us right now is Tara Cannon, baby. She's a content creator, designer, and home executive of the Cannon household. So let's give her a big Feel Good welcome. Pew, 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 pew. Yes. It is her.
And you've got such a warm, soft, lovely face. When he weaponizes you like a...
Sorry.
It makes you so hardcore, but you are a force. You are a force to be reckoned with in this space. And one of the OGs, I'm going to call it, as young as you are, when you stepped into the space 10 years ago, very different. Yeah. I know I'm sorry to remind you of your age and how we are moving along in this world, but I would imagine you've been through a lot, so many transitional periods in the industry. That must have had a big effect on you. What's it like looking back over this journey now?
Listen, it's been a journey.
Sure.
Right? Like when I started, it was a blog.
Yeah.
Literally a blog.
That's all that existed back then.
Journalism was the thing. Like you were actually writing stories. That's how you connected with the audience.
Yeah.
Then social media evolved. It became a thing, and I adapted. I mean, that's what you have to do in order to stay in this industry. You have to evolve with the times. You know. So I just felt it for you.
Kudos to you, and well done on that. And one thing that I like that you didn't evolve into was the general hype around social media. Everybody putting their best foot forward, even on your worst days. It doesn't matter, just pretend to have a happy face.
A version of yourself.
Yeah, a perfect version of yourself. you, however, didn't follow this trend. You didn't adapt to that, which I love. Instead, you were raw, you were real, you were authentic, you were sharing, and you are still showing content that I think is so relatable. Why is that important to you? Why didn't you stick to the norm? Why did you deviate like this?
Listen, I always had an issue with self-acceptance. So, and that came from social media. That was watching people pretending, you know, like you said, putting their best foot forward, always showcasing like this facade, not showing the behind the scenes. Yeah, like show me what it's like, because I'm a mom, you a mom, so like show me what it's like. So I thought, okay, let me just, it's effortless for me to show the raw, the real, the authentic side of things, and that's relatable to people. That's what people like. It resonates more than being this polished, you know, version.
And a lot easier to keep that up than the act.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't have a choice. It's who you is. But there is something beautiful about that kind of connection that you get, even in our space. We might be speaking to 1 million people right now, but it's 1,000,001 person. It's 1,000,000 times one. It's that, and that I think is where the industry has moved. It's not about having the biggest market share, it's about having the strongest connection. You mentioned family, being able to incorporate your day-to-day, the challenges, the highs, the hilarity, sometimes the very raw emotion. What has that part of the journey been like? Because you've got to get quite vulnerable, and it's your kids, it's your private space, yet you do it in such a conscious, beautiful way. How do you get that balance right?
Look, I found it easy because they've always been part of my brand, as you can call it. So I've always incorporated, since I've started like my journey on social media, I've always incorporated my life, my family, my journey, what I went through, but I chose to share certain things. So you don't know everything about my life, but what I share is what I choose to share. So yes, it's my kids, but it's not everything about my kids.
It's the stuff that can help other people.
Exactly.
And it is a tricky space to sort of navigate because you want to protect them while at the same time providing them with an incredible environment. What happens if you get to the point where you've inspired so much that your kids say, Mom, I want to be like you when I'm older. I want to be a content creator. I want to be in the limelight. I want to be doing the things. Would you encourage it? Would you give them any like impending advice that they need to take into account before they even start this game?
100%. Like, I will encourage it. Like, my daughter's already going, you know, she's heading in that direction. But I'm showing her what to do, how to do it, how to showcase yourself, how to, you know, be like, present yourself on social media, not showing too much. She knows not exactly, but I mean, she knows what mom does, you know? So, yeah, she's navigating, trying.
No, that's brilliant, because you've got to bring your kids into the fold. I mean, you'll go through this gateway at some point, but my kids don't quite understand what's going on here. The fact that they've been able to wake up and see me on TV, I think it's just a normal thing. Like that everyone just gets to see people on screen and off and everything, and now they're starting to piece it together. But it means that you're having a conversation, which is the most important thing, because social media is not going anywhere. Our children are going to have a digital version of themselves, whatever that's going to look like in 5 years from now. In your mind, what is a good age to start that education? Like, for instance, what age is a good age to give a child a cell phone? When would you feel comfortable knowing as much? I know I'm going there, man, but because you've got such a handle on that balance. So what feels comfortable to you?
At the moment, I've got full control over her. She's got a page on Instagram, but that's my...
It's through you as a gateway.
Exactly. She doesn't do anything without my control, my being there.
Yeah.
So she's 5. So I'm still like, when am I going to get there with the cell phone thing? Because like the things I see out there, it's ridiculous. It's scary. I don't even... when I get there, I don't even know what I'm going to, you know.
Because the average age in the UK is 7. 7 years old is when kids are getting phones. This is why we've got to be talking about this, because our kids are going to surpass us.
That's 2 years from now. So.
I know, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. I'm going to ask you, just straight off the bat, because I keep getting distracted when we play your videos on the screen. I'm like, oh my God, you're rapping yourself. What has been the most fun part of this journey? What have you enjoyed the most?
I think the energy with my family, like we enjoy it together. You know what I mean? Like it's all those, exactly, it's moments that we enjoy together. Like a lot of the times, it's moments that are real. It happens right there. I'm recording something, that's what I'll post. So it's never like scripted things or, you know, okay, we've got to do, okay, A, B, and C, like let's practice or whatever. It's real, raw, and That's what I love about it.
What you get is what you get.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, let's not forget that you are creating memories that you get to look back on. So
It's like home videos.
Yeah,
you know?
this is like a lovely journal. It's
sure.
the new way of looking through your old pictures. You know, those black and white pictures of you
Yeah.
being a kid and beyond that. I think it's cool. I love what you're doing, and I think this is a sort of a breath of fresh air in a space that really needs it. It can become quite poisonous at times, and I think people like you are shedding, sharing, and promoting a better, positive space for this, which I absolutely love. So thank you for being you.
Thank you.
Just try and change her. I think that's the bottom line. Just try and change her. But we are here for that level of authenticity. And maybe you can take a leaf out of that book because, there is an opportunity for you to make some content that could change your life forever. And this is big. Tropica Island of Treasure is back. Yes, we've been talking about it. The celebrities are getting ready for the challenges ahead, and you can audition right now to stand a chance to join them in Zanzibar.
Oh, yeah. Now check this out. Hungani Ndlovu invited us to his home studio in Johannesburg. And this was to tell us about his expectations for Tropica Island of Treasure and how you can be his partner. Pay attention.
I'm Ungani Ndlovu. I'm from Mpumalanga. What made me want to participate in Tropica Island of Treasure? If I'm being honest with you, I'm here to win because I want the money. What I hope to gain from being a part of Tropica Island of Treasure from a personal perspective, I think for me it's putting myself in an uncomfortable position and learning how to navigate that. Professionally, I think it's a great opportunity just to network with individuals that one wouldn't on a usual day network with. Do I have any fears about being on the island? I think I'm concerned about missing home because I know I'm going to be there for the whole duration of the competition because I'm going to win. I'm just concerned about the fact that, sometimes being homesick can really take you out of your game. I'm looking for a partner to help me win the smooth 1 million rand cash. Could that be you? If so, upload your video on social media using #Tropica and don't forget to tag @MyTropica. And who knows, I might just see you there.
Hey. Oh, man, it is massive. And, of course, you stand a chance of joining that incredible human being with the pics. Hungani on Tropica's Island of Treasure. He does look buff enough to tackle the mountain. Yeah. Simply submit an audition video, a good one, online using the #Tropica and handle #MyTropica and send it through to tropicaauditions@gmail.com, or you can just go old school upload using the link found on the @MyTropica pages.
Yeah, now don't forget, right? You need to remember that the 7 lucky contestants will be granted 10,000 Rand cash, and it's courtesy of DP before even getting to Zanzibar. So you're already a winner just by making the cut now. You have until the 5th of May to submit your audition, and this is your chance to be in the running to win your share of 1 million Rand, and that officially is smooth.
Got to do the pinky when you say it, man.
1 million Rand. Don't forget your T's and C's do apply though. But Zanzi, there's still so much to look forward to on your Feel Good Breakfast show right now. And this superstar's not going anywhere, I believe. We've got some entertainment news to dive into. And of course, Miss Cannon is going to be showing us exactly how to divulge and digress when it comes to all things entertainment.
And then Shireen is ready to blow us away with one final performance this morning. You don't understand. I wish you could have 5 minutes to chat with her. She is one of the sweetest human beings on the planet, and she has come all the way here to perform for you. Stick around.
We're in Zanzibar for Tropica Island of Treasure. Are you? Did you just swim here from South Africa? There's an easier way to find fame and your share of a smooth million Rand fortune. Simply upload your audition to social media, explain why you're a match for our celebs. Add the #Tropica and tag @MyTropica, and we could see you in Zanzibar. Buy a Tropica now and enter to be on the island.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back, you beauties, as we dive into the world of entertainment news and catch up with what some of our favorite celebs have been getting up to.
Yeah, there's lots to talk about. Firstly, our man's Casper Nyovest is off the market. Yes, you heard correctly. Now, listen to this. A few weeks after the rapper Casper Nyovest's wedding invitation circulated on social media, the rapper tied the knot with his partner and childhood friend Pulani. I absolutely love these images coming through here right now, and it's a big congratulations from everybody. The messages were flooding in on his timeline after he shared images from his beautiful traditional wedding. I absolutely love this. So many people watching right now, so many people celebrating these big moments, and I think this is exactly what we're here for. People getting behind each other and supporting them in their corner. Look at this incredible celebration.
I love it. I mean, they both look absolutely amazing, but I got the sense the last time I chatted to him that it's been a very difficult couple of years. I know that the rap click has been hit incredibly hard, some major losses. There was safety concerns. He was just so stressed out. And you forget, you think a guy who's at the top of their game doesn't get affected by things like that, but to have a moment like that, absolutely beautiful. You know, there's this thing with you that your family's always involved somehow, okay? So a little birdie has just told me that your family is involved right now. I don't know if we can have a little look, see.
Right now.
Oh, Nunu. So please introduce us to what's going on right there. Who are those little faces?
So that's Asia, the 5-year-old, and Brody's one. Yeah.
Oh, and they're watching you right now live, taking mom's magic in on the TV.
What do you think they're saying? Well, obviously, Brody probably...
He's probably like,
just, yeah.
You know, like, she looks familiar, that's mum.
His mind's just gone...
Yeah.
Just too cute, man. Well, let's continue in that vibe because we're all about the love on the show, you know. And it seems that a year after popping the big question to his girlfriend of 5 years, Savannah Smith, that's your first clue, one of our favorites, man, Chad Simon, has finally tied the knot. Congratulations, buddy. These two newlyweds got hitched this past Saturday. In fact, half of our team was there, I think, in an intimate ceremony at Casa Labia in Musenberg. Absolutely beautiful. So happy for them.
Yeah, this is an incredible couple, especially seeing how they've navigated the space thus far. I think this union is only going to make both of them stronger, and I think we can both look forward to what is the result of this, and I think it's going to be good music, good times, good memories. That means we get to celebrate.
We're not even going to go a step further like that, but we are here for love.
Yeah.
I've got to ask in that sense, because you share so much, how does hubby feel about being thrust into the limelight in your little union?
He secretly loves it. I know
Oh,
he
really?
loves it. Yeah, he loves it. He loves it because it's effortless. So, you know, it's nothing that is forced. So that's why I
Was it like that from the beginning?
Having to play a part.
From the beginning. From
Nice, okay.
Nothing forced.
Lies. That's true of 30% of the time, I think.
Yeah, now listen, we've got a little bit of controversy to bring through right now, right? We're talking about Juliet, the play which faces racial abuse. Now, the production company behind the West End production of Romeo and Juliet is condemning deplorable racial abuse. Now, this is taking place online after the announcement of its cast, which stars Tom Holland and Francesca Amawuda Rivers. Now, in a statement shared on Instagram, and this being by Jamie Lloyd Company, the company said, and quoted, "This must stop," and that they are working with a remarkable group of artists. And they continue to say the following and come through with a quote saying, "We insist that they are free to create work without facing online harassment. We will continue to support and protect everyone in our company at all costs. Any abuse will not be tolerated and will be reported," unquote.
Yeah,
still there?
I want to put this to you. Well, it's the human condition. And the more polarized we get, I think, unfortunately, the more we reach for those easy-to-grab, sensationalized elements like that. Is this something that needs to be tackled? Is it always going to be there? And do we just have to accept that stupid people will be stupid and just do what they only know how to do? How do we broach something like this, do you think?
I think what you said is just it. Like
Accept.
We just have to accept it because we're still there. The fact that we're still there, I mean, what else can we say? What else can we do?
Just do, Tom, give an extra long smooch
Yeah.
at the end. Just smooch it for an extra 5 minutes. Just
Yeah, and the fact that online is such a dangerous place
Yeah.
because people hide behind their phones. So it's even worse. You don't get to see the people, you don't get to see the faces behind those comments, those bullying, you know, those nasty
Have you received negative feedback?
I have. But I block and I carry on.
It's a tricky thing to deal with. Obviously, we can sometimes often get caught up in it and try believe it. Advice when it comes to dealing with situations like this as well, just kind of ignore it and disregard it.
I almost got caught up in it in the beginning, you know, not knowing how to navigate these things, but it's easier to just block it, move on, hurt people. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's the reason.
nice,
And the world is acting like that right
Yeah.
now. So how can we not expect people to follow in that way? So just be the person that you are. That's probably the most we can do. Well, when it comes to being the person that they are, they obviously get paid billions of dollars to be that person, but they do remain authentic. And I'm going to hone in on one of the Kardashians. Kourtney Kardashian shared some thoughts on her postpartum body after she gave birth to baby Rocky with husband Travis Barker, who is on another planet of refame, if you will. I think they're an it couple on another level at the moment, and she's not keeping up with unrealistic expectations. I love that. As she wrote to new mommies out there that they need to love and embrace their bodies in all different stages of this journey. And she continued by adding, the pressure put on us to bounce back when everything is now and different and isn't realistic, and bodies aren't realistic, life is beautiful. Well, kudos to her, because she probably gets scrutinized more than most women out there. So
100%.
we love you, man. We're here for the Kardashians as well.
Indeed. Tara, thank you so much for joining us this
Thank you
morning.
for having me.
Oh, it's been refreshing, and I really look forward to more of your content. Thank you for sharing it. Love to the family as well. We look forward to seeing them, and I hope they definitely enjoyed seeing you and Kelly. Hi to the fans.
I was going to say, well, they're watching right now, so we love you guys, man. We love you guys. But thank you so much. You're an absolute star. That's all from our entertainment news desk for today, but the conversation doesn't end there. Get over to our social media platforms. Tons more comments to read through, a lot of fun stuff, but we'd like to know what's happening on your social media streets, and you can give us a follow at Expresso Show. Our social media team is the best in the country, and yes, they do answer back, so give them a shout. They'll chat to you, and maybe we'll be chatting to you live on air.
Oh yeah, Mzansi. Now don't go anywhere. We've still got a lot to look forward to in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We've got something when it comes to allergies, right? Now, especially this season, a lot of allergies are coming through, so how do we treat it? Don't worry, we got you covered. And then this man over here headed over to Boschendal. Jealous.
Next level. When we talk about regenerative farming, I couldn't get that word right for the entire shoot, okay, but it's being done on another level, and you must see the wake, this incredible young team at Boschendal changing the game. We'll see you now.
There are stories of dreamers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Sniffling, sneezing, itching, oh my. I can joke about it, but it gets real very quickly for a lot of people. Welcome to the world of allergies, where nature's beauty comes with a side of the sniffles. And joining us this morning to help unravel the mysteries of allergy management, there is hope at hand. We welcome back one of our favorites, Professor Claudia Gray. Welcome back, Prof.
Thank you, Graham.
I feel like we have this conversation often, and it brings to bear how many people are affected by allergies, and it's kind of a sliding scale. Can you please explain to us what an allergy actually is? What's going on in our body that can bring about such a hectic response?
Yeah, Graham, so we've all got a very sophisticated immune system that helps us fight infection, it helps us not fight ourselves, and sometimes the immune system gets it wrong. So an allergy is really a response to something that shouldn't cause a problem. So a pollen particle or a house dust mite or a food or a medication. And in some people, the body gets it wrong and identifies it as an enemy, so to say, and then sets up a response to try and fight that protein. And the response can include things like itching and sneezing and swelling and even tightness of the chest. And it can be from very mild, as you say, to serious reactions. But your body's got it wrong and is fighting something that really shouldn't be causing trouble.
How do we sit in South Africa? Are we a kind of an allergy-rich part of the world? Because we've got so much flora, we've got so much going on around us. Are there areas that are hardest hit? What do we look like in that landscape?
Yeah,
so
so Graham, the first thing to say is when we talk about allergies, there's obviously this huge spectrum, but we're focusing here more on environmental allergies and perhaps also spontaneous hives. So something like asthma is in about 10 to 15% of people in South Africa. Something like allergic rhinitis, where we inhale the allergen and then have a response like itching, sneezing, swelling, red eyes, is up to 30% of people. So a third of the population can be responding aberrantly to something harmless in the environment. Something like urticaria, where you break out in hives, an acute episode where you get it sort of as a once-off in response to a virus or so, is up to 15% of people. And chronic, so people who get relapsing hives day after day, month after month, year after year, is in 1 or 2% of the population. When we talk about environmental things, it obviously varies according to where you live. So the coastal areas like Cape Town and Durban, where it's humid, we're very rich in dust mite allergies here, house dust mite, mold, indoor allergies. Grass pollens are all over the country, but that's the main allergy in the Highveld and in the interior of South Africa. But wherever you are, there are different allergens.
There's going to be a
and
trigger
different
somewhere.
people can respond to different things. You may even just be responding to your doggy at home or your kitty cat.
Yeah. What are the impacts of an allergy, especially an allergy left untreated or unmanaged?
So, Graham, the effect on the quality of life can actually be quite substantial. So, an example, if you're itching, sneezing, swollen, it makes you feel pretty lousy. So your performance at work or at school can suffer. Your sleep can suffer. If you've got a blocked nose, a wheezy chest, you're not going to sleep well, and that in addition is going to affect your daytime performance. Some people actually get depressed with allergies. Kids can present with attention deficit disorder because they're always itching and sneezing, and often you just have to treat that first, get their sleep right, and then you know, the child's performing a lot better. In fact, conditions like severe eczema or chronic hives have a quality of life reduction that's similar to that of patients with diabetes or epilepsy. So it's often very under-recognized how severe the reduction in quality of life can be.
And can often be a barrier towards doing the stress-relieving activity. And that being said, we can manage it. So what do we look for when we're looking for an over-the-counter or a home remedy, something that has worked, that we have seen work? How does that work? What do we do to manage allergies?
Sure. So first of all, have a correct diagnosis, because so many things can mimic allergies. A kid with Krish syndrome who's getting one virus after the next, it could actually just be Krish syndrome and not an allergy. So you want to know, what have I got? Because treatments differ.
For sure.
And then if I do have an allergy, what am I allergic to? Because your first port of call is to try and reduce the allergen, to reduce those fluffy toys and blankets and a dust mite
and at least that's something you can do
Absolutely.
practically.
And then the next step would be your simple medicine pharmacological treatment. And lastly, something called desensitization, where you actually teach your body to tolerate something. But the simple medications are very readily available. Nose sprays, antihistamines, and they can be very effective if you choose the right one for the job. And I came up with the 5 S's of choosing an antihistamine. The 6th one is a bonus. So the first S is safety.
Okay, 100%.
So especially in young kids, you always want to give a medication that's safe. The second one is superiority. So you want something to be efficacious. You want it to work. And ideally, you want it to be superior to other similar drugs. The third one is specificity. So you want a medication to specifically act where you want it to be, so targeted against a histamine receptor, not attaching to a whole lot of other receptors which can cause side effects. You also want it to work swiftly, and that's the 4th S. You know, there's no good having a snotty, itchy nose, and then you take a medication, and 10 hours later, you find
when your workday is done.
You want it to work fast and furiously. And lastly, you want it to be scrumptious. So especially in children, we need medications to be palatable. Otherwise, they ain't going to take them.
Bottom line.
And then no matter how good they are, it's not going to have an effect at all. And the overriding S is smart. Smart choice, smart kids. So you keep your kids smart.
Keep them smart and yourself feeling smart because you've sorted out a massive conundrum.
Smart.
The bottom line is you need someone in your corner, okay? And it's time to wave goodbye to watery eyes and stuffy noses and embrace a world where allergies hold no power over us. I feel like I should proclaim that with a fist in the air. No power. I love that. Prof, thank you so much. You're an absolute gem.
Thank you.
Recognize the signs and symptoms of allergies so that you can live your greatness every day. Nothing beats Telfast for fast, non-drowsy, 24-hour allergy relief.
Love that convo. Thank you so much for coming through. But we're going to come through right now and take you on an adventure. And it's located in the stunning Franschhoek Valley of South Africa. Yes, we're talking about Boschendal Estate, which is a blend of historical charm and natural beauty. And it's more than just a picturesque destination. It's actually a place where families can engage in a range of activities immersed in regenerative farming and dedicated conservation practices. These are words that light up my soul. And G-Man recently explored the enchanting grounds of Boschendal Estate to do just that. Let's have a look.
We are about to embark on a little mini journey through the stunning Franschhoek Valley, where culture and heritage, sustainable farming practices on another level, and some real adventures await. We're going to discover the true essence of South African culture and hospitality. Welcome to Boschendal Estate. Wow, I think the first thing that hits you when you walk into Boschendal are these majestic landscapes. There is one very young man with a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. Kolwane, how are you, brother?
Graham, how are you?
Oh, I'm very good. I'm blown away by what you're doing, my friend. So well done, bro. Well done. Kolwane, it seems that there is a philosophy, an ethos that spreads through every element of this incredible kind of corner of the world that you guys have carved out for yourselves. And of course, that ethos has to start with you in the gardens. Of course, you've also got to provide the best possible produce for an exquisite restaurant in the form of that. And this, I understand, was quite an undertaking, creating this garden. Talk us through that process.
So this garden is almost 10 months old. And we've been at work since last year, redesigning, re-landscaping. You know, we had to measure up our slopes, get the angles right, you know, get the beds in place.
Now that I know what's gone into creating this exquisite landscape, it's time to meet someone who gets to play in it. The effort that goes into creating this produce speaks volumes about the ethos here at Boschendal. When it comes to that culinary experience, what motivates and drives you guys?
I think with the culinary experience, I think it's important to have the guests feel like they're living the farm. You can go to the deli for a quick bite with your family, go to the Vaad for a sharing meal with your family, have a picnic, and everything's from this farm.
And it's amazing to me that you know exactly what you're picking, you know the quality of that product, and you get to be inspired by it. How much of a difference does that make in the kitchen?
It's almost like fast tracking. So from the garden, we can pick up what we're going to create next. And we just use the lamb, the pork, and the beef to kind of build a dish and make it warmer. It's important to be seasonal because we want to be sustainable and truly use our produce on the farm.
Well, I've got to say it, all this talking about amazing food and produce has got me so hungry. I think I need a little bit of a nibble. Can we take some of this fresh produce and throw it together in a meal?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Of course, a little bit earlier, we were introduced to another star of the culinary show here, the Angus beef, and it sounds like Stella has a little surprise for me. Ooh. Oh my word.
Hi, Graham.
Oh, look at you.
Yes, this is hot salt rock. And this is our 24-day.
Oh, is this a sirloin on the bone?
On the bone.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, just want to finish with our scallion sauce, hand chopped.
Oh, and again, you've been able to bring in the freshness of the garden. It's almost like the greens inspire the main.
Of course.
It's just
That's
beautiful.
How we create our dishes.
Oh, Stella, now that I've seen the lengths that you go to get this quality of meat, what is the difference in the flavor, the texture?
Much more mature. It becomes like butter on the tongue.
And that flavor profile?
It's much more aged. It's not your normal steak.
I can see it is not your normal steak. I cannot wait to have a not normal TV bite of it right now. Jason, I know at Boschendal there are no half measures. It's always all in, and you were brought here to transform. So talk to me about scale. How big have you guys gone with this project?
10 years ago, we started with, I think, 132 Angus, and consistently we've been running anywhere between 500 to 700 Angus at some points in the year. And then we have 1,500 sheep,
wow,
about 300 to 400 pigs, and about 4,000 chickens, all on our pastures in little blocks like this all over the farm.
That is a lot of healthy soil.
That's a lot of healthy soil. I love that.
I love the fact that you have brought a little show and tell, and I'm guessing that this is going to highlight something important. Talk to us about the improvement you've seen in the quality of the land and the nutrients you find here.
You can clearly see what's important to us here on Boschendal. I could have brought a T-bone steak, but I brought some soil. This is from 2 years ago.
Wow.
And this was a soil sample taken when we took the vineyard out. You can see there's just sea sand, it's dull, there's no color. And where we are 2 years later, this is what 57 tons per hectare of manure looks like and what it does to your soil.
What do these regenerative farming practices look like in practice?
Lots of animals in a small space for a short period of time. If you look at nature, if you look at animals at the Kruger Park, it's not one animal in one space for an extended period of time. And every single day, these animals are moving away from what they're putting down today. So where our animals graze today, tomorrow they'll be in a new block in front of them, and they'll leave all of the nutrients behind.
Centuries of history, of culture, a story to be told with some fresh new energy in the form of Mandisa, who I was warned has more energy than I do, which is saying a lot. So first of all, with the kids offering, what can the little kidlubs get up to here?
So kids actually get an opportunity to live the farm their way. We teach them how to be little farmers, we teach them survival skills, how to forage for food, and do some outdoor fire cooking. Yeah.
Then, of course, you've got the grown-ups that also want to have a little bit of fun. What do you offer the more adventurous spirits?
So starting off with early birds, we actually offer guided hikes through our Simmonsburg Mountains, as well as teach people about medicinal herbs and fane baths. Also share a little bit of our historic background. We take guests on mountain biking trails. We've got horse riding, which is one of the most popular as well.
Of course.
There's nothing we don't have on the farm, so there's plenty for everyone to do.
Whoa. Good girl. This is straight from the horse's mouth. Queen Elizabeth, in fact. Clearly, Boschendal Estate has something to offer absolutely everybody. Whether it's the farm fresh produce that's produced here on the estate land that you can buy in the farm shop or have cooked to perfection in the incredible Werf kitchen, you might even find an unforgettable adventure and make a new friend. The bottom line is you've got to get in the saddle and try it for yourself. Let's go, girl. Look Look at that. Queen Elizabeth, you stole the show. Absolutely loved it. Now, to that unbelievably young team at Boschendal, doing such progressive stuff, but so rooted in tradition. That was one of the most impressive brands, estates, places, groups of people I've ever encountered. Just amazing. Thank you,
You've given
guys.
me every reason to go and explore the Boschendal estate. So if you want to do that, then head over to boschendal.com and you can learn more about Boschendal's regenerative farming practices or book your stay and experience it for yourself.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. What a wonderful day today. Hey, how did you enjoy your first experience in TV land? You've just taken it in your stride, Mrs. Cannon. We've been calling you Miss Cannon the whole day, okay?
It's fine, it's
Hubby,
okay.
we're sorry, we're sorry, man. She is unfortunately taken, but it's been such a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being a part of it.
Thank you. It was effortless, it was lovely.
You were effortless, and definitely to you, Mzansi, as well. Thank you so much for joining us, especially as we dived into these incredible meals, inspiring us for Eid. And with that, we want to say thank you so much for the incredible work that's been done from everybody that joined the show this morning. We want to celebrate Eid with you guys and have a beautiful, beautiful day tomorrow, because it's going to be a spectacular occasion indeed.
We'll be back tomorrow morning to wish you Eid Mubarak tomorrow. But right now, we want to revel in one more performance. Shireen has been absolutely amazing for us today. She has been so great to connect with on a human level, even better to see her perform. And she's going to sound us out right now with one more performance. Enjoy.
Expresso viewers, thank you so much for still watching. I've become so comfortable, I think they must pull in a sofa for me. It's been an absolute blast. So I've decided to close with a very special song, and I hope it can be an uplifting message of faith and of hope. If you ever feel that anything is too much or something is not possible, always know that your faith will pull you through, and just pray on it. The song's name is Pray.
To Yeah, pray on it, pray over it, pray on it, pray over it, pray through it.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Clover cheese, perfectly crafted.
Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.